From Spillane Field in Wareham, Massachusetts, it's Cape Cod Baseball on the Kettleers Radio Network for Wareham against Cotuit, Game 3 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season right here at Spillane Field. Hi, everybody, and welcome back into the Ketts Radio Network. I'm Joe Pratt, joined alongside Adele Huffman and Alex Rocco. We're here after the Kettleers won 2-1 last night in Orleans after dropping opening day 13-2 against Harwich. And they got back on track last night, Alex, in Orleans with that 2-1 win, powered by a couple of solo leadoff homers.
You talked about the offense of Cotuit. It was Devin Taylor who got the Kets on the board, followed up by AJ Grassi, and that was all Cotuit needed. Their pitching staff was excellent. Ben Jacobs, Merritt Beaker, Michael Ebner. Ebner really was dominant last night. 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 9 up, 9 down. He was masterful. Things got dicey in the end, but Mark Hindy came on, picked up the much-needed victory, and that could spark Cotuit's momentum into Game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And Adele, we're taking a look at the starters for tonight on the mound for Wareham. It's going to be Braden Sloan out of TCU, a guy who pitched 2 seasons at TCU, just over 60 innings pitched and a ERA below 7 across 2 seasons there. And on the mound for Cotuit, Logan Lunsford. What do you have for us on Lunsford?
Logan Lunsford coming in for the first time this season with Cotuit. He's a freshman from Missouri State, from Oklahoma, actually. And he led all SEC freshman hurlers in innings and strikeouts this past year. Ended up being ranked 56th nationally in strikeouts per 9.0 IP with a season mark of 11.33. He also tossed four shutout innings in his first collegiate start versus Western Illinois this past March, Joe.
He's had a lot of experience moving up in the ranks of SEC baseball and a guy who was amongst the top guys in the conference for that strikeout to walk ratio, as you mentioned, of all freshmen included in the SEC in terms of pitching. So really good numbers from him as a freshman and of course as a sophomore as well. And we're going to be really excited to get our first looks at him today. But what are going to be some of your keys going into this one, Alex? Kettleers trying to string 2 wins together here after the 2-1 win in Wareham last night and a great bullpen performance offensively, maybe a little bit lacking still in that category.
Well, I think both of these teams have had similar starts to the year. Wareham lost in their first game of the year 11-1 against Chatham. Cotuit dropped their first game 13-2. Both teams came back with close pitching-led victories. So I think tonight it's the key of whose offense is going to step up. Wareham only 3 runs in 2 games. Cotuit just 4 runs through 2 games. So it's whoever's offense and who makes the big plays and who stretches the at-bats and who lays off on those tough pitches that could come out with the victory.
Yeah, it's 2 teams who have really struggled out of the gates offensively. You know, we have talked about the last few days the transition from the metal bats of college to the wood bats of summer league. It seems like that transition has really made its biggest impact on both of these offenses being Wareham and Cotuit. Although Wareham, their batting average as a team has increased, has gotten a little bit better after being shut out 11-1 to Chatham on opening day. They won 4-2 last night in Falmouth, and their batting average is 241 as a team, which actually does still rank in the top 5 in the Cape Cod Baseball League to Cotuit's 161 as a team, which is 9th. I'm going to go for my key to the game, pitching, and most importantly, throwing strikes. That's been the issue for these Kettleers starters early on in games. We saw last night Ben Jacobs was on the bump, went 3 solid frames, but still, or 2 solid frames it was, but still gave up a couple of walks and was unable to get ahead of counts. And I think that's something that we haven't seen enough of from these Cotuit starters and this Cotuit staff so far this season. Hopefully they can improve upon that tonight. And another bullpen effort that we got last night would definitely be a positive moving into game 3 of this season. Let's take a look at some players to watch, should we, for the Kettleers in the starting lineup. Starting off with AJ Gracia, Devin Taylor bats second, Sean Keys in the 3 spot, Brooks Bryan bats third. Out of Troy, Max Ballou, the Texas Longhorn, bats fifth. Tanner Thatch batting 6th. Kian Vu, Arizona State, plays center field and bats 7th. Jared Advincula at 8th. PJ Mutsaritas bats 9th. On the mound, of course, being Logan Lunsford. My player to watch going to be Max Ballou out of University of Texas, a guy who blasted plenty of home runs out this year, but also had an incredible freshman year campaign, batting over 300. And so he's going to be a guy right at the heart of this lineup. I think the heart of the lineup is where the Kettleers have maybe gotten a little bit less production. You really want to see them getting more production from 1 through 9. And so we'll see if we're going to get any of that today. Who's going to be a player for you to watch today, Alex?
See, Devin Taylor could be the obvious pick after last night's game where he reached in every single plate appearance that he had, drew 2 walks, also blasted a home run, and hit a single. But I'm going to go down the lineup. I'm going to go with Kian Vu, a guy who's been in the leadoff spot for the first 2 games, drops down in the order in the 7th spot. But Vu, while the success really hasn't come so far, he's picked up a couple of hits and gotten on base. He's a guy that really works key at bats, and having a guy in that 7th spot that can really see a lot of pitches, get on base, and drive a pitch count up, that's invaluable to a team. And have him on base for guys like Jaron Avincula, PJ Mutsaritas keeps the lineup moving.
Absolutely. A few lineup changes, as mentioned. AJ Gracia moving up to that leadoff spot. Devin Taylor was back at 5 after being at 3 on opening day, so pushed back up to second in the order. Sean Keyes remaining at third. And a lot of lefties in this Kettleers lineup as Mike Roberts talks things over with Ryan Smythe, the manager of Wareham, as they just take a look at this field where it's 315 down either lines. Straightaway center field doesn't have a marker, but we know that it is just around 385. Ryan Smythe being the new manager of Wareham. They are on the third base side, Cotuit on the first base side, and we are positioned just behind home plate, slightly to the left. So on the Wareham side today, to the left of their press box, looking straight up the first base line. Mike Roberts and Ryan Smythe talking things over as we await first pitch and the national anthem in just a few moments. We can send it to a quick break on the Kettleers Radio Network and be back with the first pitch from Spillane Field in a moment.
operating on Cape Cod.
Moments away from first pitch at
Hey,
Spillane
Cotuit
Field, the
family, we're
Kettleers
here with
set
PJ
to
and Jaron,
face
who play
Braden
together
Sloan
at
out
Cal
of
Berkeley,
TCU.
and we're
And
going to ask them
Alex,
a few
let's go over
questions
that
tonight.
Kettleers lineup
So,
once more. How do they line up against Sloan?
So leading things off is AJ Gracia. Following him, Devin Taylor. In the 3 spot, Sean Keys. Batting fourth, Brooks Bryan. He is catching. Fifth, playing left field, Max Ballou. Sixth and playing first, Tanner Thatch. Seventh and playing center field, Kian Vu. Hitting eighth and playing second base, Jaron Advincula. And rounding out the Cotuit order, the shortstop, PJ Mutsaridis.
So it'll be AJ Gracia out of Duke to lead things off against Braden Sloan, who's joined on the infield by Eli Putnam out of Davidson at first. Ty Dooley out of Coastal Carolina plays second. At shortstop, Antonio Jimenez out of Miami. And Fresno State's third baseman Tristan Gray plays the hot corner at third. Receiving the balls and strikes from Sloan, Rylan Galvan out of Texas. Sloan out on the bump, tall left-handed thrower from the windup, turns and makes his first move home. A fastball for a strike right down the heart of the plate at 6 p.m. local time. AJ Gracia plated the second run for the Kettleers last night with a leadoff homer in the 4th inning at Orleans. That was enough to be the game-winning run, a 2-1 win for the Kettleers. Next pitch is a breaking ball on the outer half from Sloan. It's 0-2.
Sloan not afraid to attack Gracia, getting 2 early strikes in on him.
Sloan stands on the back of that rubber, peering in, working from the windup on the first base side. Now he goes into his delivery again, and he gets Gracia swinging at a breaking ball down in the dirt. Strike 3. 3 pitches from Sloan. It didn't take him long to get his first strikeout of the afternoon.
That was something that we saw Sloan really improve on this past campaign at TCU. 43 strikeouts in 27 and a third innings of work. In his freshman season, had just 28 strikeouts in 34 innings. So definitely going with the breaking ball to get Gracia, and that's something that he worked on this past year.
Yeah, not too large of a sample size across a few years for Sloan, but of course, improving on his numbers as you just brought up. Here's Devin Taylor. The next pitch is, or the first one he sees, is on the outer half for strike 1. Taylor also a home run last night, opened up the scoring for the Kettleers in the top of the 2nd inning. Put together a really solid night at the plate, went 2 for 2. Drew a pair of walks as well. From the left side, a lefty on left matchup. Here comes the next one. It misses outside, 1-1. So the middle infielders will play Taylor back. First baseman Putnam back at first as well. Third baseman Gray is up on the grass at third. Outfield playing straight up as well. The 1-1 pitch from Sloan is hammered on the ground towards first. Diving stab by Putnam. He knocks it into right center field. Devin Taylor is aboard with a base knock. The first base run of the game for the Kettleers comes in the top of the 1st inning. So he just keeps his strong play at the plate going into this game 3.
Taylor reached base all 4 plate appearances last night. Reaches base today. He's really swinging a hot bat to start the year.
Swung a really hot bat this past season at Indiana as well. Led the team in batting average and hits. Already his 3rd one on the season. Here's Sean Keys. He also knocked his first hit of the year last night at Orleans. Hard hit single as he takes a fastball outside for ball 1. That was 104 miles an hour off the bat of Sean Keys last night. That was also a leadoff hit. So something about that leadoff spot for the Kets in Orleans a night ago. So the lefty Sloan now working from the stretch on the third base side. The next pitch, fastball gets low and outside and sticks in there for strike 1 on Sean Keys. It evens up at 1-1. Both of these teams entering this game at a 1-1 record. Both of them getting their first wins of the 24 campaign last night. Wareham a 4-2 win at Falmouth. Next pitch to Keys misses outside. It's 2-1. Had their home opener here on Saturday night, as did Cotuit, both of which ended up in massive blowouts. 11-1, Chatham beat Wareham. 13-2, Harwich took down the Kets at home. Taylor dancing around at first. Next pitch is a big swing and a miss from Sean Keys right over top. A nice breaking ball from Sloan.
You mentioned the 4-2 victory last night against Falmouth. Their starter, Cole Lehman, really great stuff. Went 5 innings, gave up just 1 hit and struck out 5. Masterful stuff out on the mound.
Keys awaits. He swings and misses at strike 3, a pitch that was well located down and away against the left-handed swinging Sean Keys. So the second strikeout of the day for Sloan puts 2 outs on the board here in the top of the 1st inning.
Sloan having command of that breaking pitch, getting Gracia and Keys out in front and fishing at pitches that were really well located.
Brings up Brooks Bryan. In the 4-hole, Devin Taylor with a big lead at first. Infield will shift slightly to the right. They're going to check on Taylor at first. He's back in standing up. Fans lining the stands on the right side of the stadium, just to the right of the press box above the Kettleers dugout on the first base side. Next pitch from Sloan is the first one to Brooks Bryan, right down the middle for strike 1. Fans also just beyond the third base grandstand, beyond the third base dugout of Wareham. And they actually switched dugouts a few years ago, Alex. 2 years ago, Wareham being on the first base side. As Taylor takes off at this pitch, line shot right back at first, and Eli Putnam finds it in his glove. Just in front of that all-Navy cap, Taylor was on the move, and a ball that was smoked by Brooks Bryan, but some solid defense by the Gatemen ends the top of the 1st, with 1 base runner being left for the Kettleers. So we go to the bottom half of the 1st frame. 0-0 your score from Spillane Field on the Kets Radio Network.
Hi, this is Sean Key.
Beacon Gardens is a
Bortolotti can
Since
Bottom of the first inning, Logan Lunsford just tossed his last warm-up pitch, and he's ready to face this Wareham lineup. Ryan Smythe starting things off with Brendan Summerhill at the leadoff spot out of Arizona. From the left side, he awaits the first one from Lunsford. A fastball right down the middle that draws a big hack from Summerhill, 0-1. Jace Reinhardt in the on-deck circle out of South Carolina Upstate. Tristan Gray bats third out of Fresno State. Next pitch from Lunsford, fastball fouled back off of the mask of Brooks Bryan. Shakes him up a bit. Counts 0-2. So Lunsford really firing it in there often and early.
Yeah, not wasting any time and pounding the zone against Summerhill here. And Summerhill really coming off of a nice campaign from Arizona where he hit 324, played in 58 games, and the power really on display. 8 home runs, 59 RBIs.
Lunsford pitching from the windup with the black glove at his belt. He goes into the windup, and it's a rollover right back at the mound. A couple of hops into the glove of Lunsford. He's up with it, throwing to first in time to get Summerhill there for out number one. So the Ketts infield lines up pretty similarly to it was yesterday on the corners, at least. Tanner Thatch plays at first, Sean Keys at third. Middle infielder being PJ Mutsaritas and Jaron Advincula. Mutsaritas at short, Advincula at second. Outfield from left to right, Max Ballou, Kian Vu, and AJ Gracia. Brooks Bryan behind the dish for Lunsford. First pitch, fastball in there for strike one to Jace Reinhardt. Reinhardt, the left fielder in this lineup for Wareham. Upright batting stance from the right side. The next pitch bounces about 4 feet in front of home plate on the breaking ball from Lunsford. Just couldn't quite find the grip on it that time. He'll dust that right hand off of the right side of his pinstripe pants, and he's good to go again. Nods up and down once. Bryan lines up on the low and outer half, and he gets a big swing and miss from Jace Reinhardt for strike two. Count pushed to 1-2. Middle infielders playing back. Keys close to the line. Thatch far off the line at first. Here's the 1-2. And Lunsford picks up his first strikeout of the day. Swing and a miss at a fastball upstairs gets Jace Reinhardt. 2 quick outs for Lunsford to start off this bottom half of the first.
Lunsford looks early on that he has command of that fastball, going with a couple of high fastballs there and to get Reinhardt swinging.
Climbs the ladder. He threw that pitch earlier in the count, went back to it. Gotta like that sequencing. Nods his head up and down again. The first pitch to Tristan Gray bounces on home plate. He checked his swing though. They'll check with the first base umpire and he did not go. Gray out of Fresno State hit .296 there this season. Started all 61 games. Next pitch is fouled straight back off the fencing that's behind home plate here at Spillane Field. So it's all black fencing. No brick backstop or anything like that. We are on the left side of the press box looking right through that black fence up the first base line. All gray stone dust infield, regular orangish brown tarnished dirt around home plate and on the pitcher's mound. Next pitch is upstairs to Gray, and the count pushes to 2-1. Cotuit wearing their road maroon jerseys with the navy Cotuit lettering across the front. Navy blue number on the front of the jersey as well. Hard hit dribbler on the ground to Keys. It eats him up off of his chest. He regathers and throws to first in time by a half step to get Tristan Gray. So the Kettleers go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first inning as we head to the top of the second on the Kettleers radio network with the Ketts and Wareham tied at 0.
Operating on Cape Cod since 1988, Advanced Embroidery has garnered national awards in embroidery and screen printing. They offer screenings on golf shirts, Oxford shirts, jackets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and bags. Advanced Embroidery will print your company's or team's logos anywhere. Thousands of satisfied customers can attest for Advanced Embroidery's attentive customer service, tight quality control, and quick turnaround time. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on 38 Plant Road in Hyannis.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Bortolotti Construction is your go-to provider for all excavation, drainage, and waterworks services. On top of that, they offer landscape filling materials such as sand, native stone, gravel, shells, and more. Serving Cape Cod and the islands for 30 years, Bortolotti Construction is committed to serving its community. Visit at 45 Industry Road in Marston's Mills or call 508-771-9399. Top of the second inning, Cotuit Kettleers continuing with the middle of their lineup with Max Ballou stepping up to the dish. Left-handed swinger out of Texas, facing Braden Sloan out of TCU. The southpaw deals the first pitch. Fastball low and outside, called strike one on Max Ballou. So we get more looks at Max Ballou, coming off a really strong season at Texas this past year. Next pitch from Sloan, an 0-1 breaking ball, down and away. Count evens up at 1-1. Ballou only played in 15 games as a freshman at Texas. Came back this year to go on to win Big 12 Player of the Year. Batting from the left side, he takes a big hack at a breaking ball down low. Count pushed to 1-2 from Braden Sloan, who throws a sinker at around 90, gyro slider that moves a lot like a cutter. So meaning it doesn't have too much vertical break, moves a bit more side to side, away from a left-handed swinger like Ballou, who now just sent the count to 2-2 with that fastball missing way low and outside. Also throws a curveball at high 70s, does Sloan. A changeup to go along with it from 77 to the low 80 mark. That flag in center field blowing straight away towards center. It's above the right field fence, just to the right of that scoreboard. 2-2 pitch is just inside on Max Ballou, and it pushes to 3-2. Wareham wanted that call.
Heard a couple of jeers from the home side dugout. Thought it was strike three. Sloan thought it was strike three, but did not get the call.
Sloan takes a deep breath and goes into his windup. The 3-2 pitch is cut on and missed. Strike three, a breaking ball low and away. Perfectly placed from Sloan again to get the left-handed hitting Max Ballou on strikes. Sloan's third of the day.
And Sloan is really having good command of that breaking ball and using it for the put-away pitch. Saw it to get Gracia. Saw it with Keys. Now here with Ballou. Really honing in fastball early in the count. Then going back to the breaking ball.
Now here comes Tanner Thatch. Tough day at the plate yesterday, went 0 for 4 in Orleans. First pitch is up and inside. Chin music to Thatch, 1-0. Thatch with 27 home runs this past season at UNCW, tied for 10th in all of college baseball. Led the team in plenty of offensive categories, did the first baseman. Left-handed swinger awaits the 1-0 pitch. It's in the zone, down around his knees, evens up at 1-1. So changing up the eye level there is Braden Sloan. Missed upstairs to Thatch and then went down low to get his first pitch strike. The 1-1 count. And with the tan glove at his belt, goes into his windup again. Next pitch is swung on and missed. Thatch goes back to 1-2. Slugged at a 700 clip this past season. That led the team and hit .324. Started in 61 games for the Seahawks, did Thatch. He wears all white batting gloves with a navy blue sleeve going out to his left wrist. Slight sway in the bat. The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball, fanned at and missed, strike three. Another perfect breaking ball from Braden Sloan to get the fourth punch out of the night for the left-hander.
Braden Sloan's been really impressive tonight, just early on dicing up the Cotuit lineup, mixing speeds, mixing locations, and really confusing a lot of these Kettleers hitters.
Kian Vu digs in, another lefty. Lefty on left matchup, infield shifted to the right for Vu. Has the bat resting on his left shoulder, and the first pitch is outside for ball one. Vu 1 for 5 yesterday, got a single in the third inning. Nothing doing other than that. Batting in the leadoff spot, he's been moved down to 7th in the lineup today, as the next pitch brushes him back on the plate, and it's 2-0. So a green screen covers the entire outfield fence for Wareham here, with some ads down either baseline, and center field completely green, acting as a batter's eye. 2-0 pitch, cut at and missed by Kian Vu, a pitch that was out over the plate. He had to reach for it, couldn't quite catch up to it. It's 2-1. So all of the Kettleers relievers, instead of being behind the fence in right field, are just to the right of that right field foul pole from our perspective, sitting on a bench. Guys not sitting on a bench, right behind it, standing up. And the next pitch is tipped foul by Vu right towards the Kettleers dugout on the first base side. So count pushes to 2-2 on Kian Vu. Already 2 swinging strikeouts for Braden Sloan in this inning, and 4 total in this game. So he's recorded 5 outs, 4 of which have been swinging Ks. 1 strike away from his 5th right here on Kian Vu. If necessary, Jaron Advincula would bat. He's on deck. Another left-handed bat. The payoff pitch from Sloan. Breaking ball rolled on the ground towards first, barely in fair ground, snared by the first baseman Putnam, who takes it to the bag himself. Taps on it there for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Down go the Ketts in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. 0-0 your score from Spillane Field.
Since 1980, the O'Rourke family has been catering Cape Cod clam bakes, making your events delicious and memorable. Founded by Jake O'Rourke, Jake's Clam Bakes has become a beloved tradition, now carried on by his son, Dan. Choose from our menu options, and on the day of your clam bake, their crew will come to your site and steam a fresh, mouth-watering clam bake just for you. It's that easy. Call us at 833-252-6285 or visit our new takeout location at Building 6 on 3821 Route 28 in Marston's Mills. Email us at dan@jakesclambakes.com with your event details, number of guests, date, time, location, and any special requests like a raw bar, homemade desserts, or kids menu. Not catering? Try their takeout menu featuring lobster rolls, smash burgers, salads, sandwiches, and a smoothie bar. Jake's Clam Bakes, making Cape Cod gatherings unforgettable.
Four, 5, and 6 for the Gatemen in the bottom of the second inning. Rylan Galvan out of Texas, Colby Turner, and Nate Early will face Logan Lunsford. Face three batters in the top of the Wareham lineup in the bottom half of the first in a 3-up, 3-down effort. First pitch fastball and a bomb down the left field line from Rylan Galvan. Looking back on it, and that ball is gone. Way out of here, a no-doubter from Galvan. And the first homer on the season for the Wareham Gatemen puts them ahead 1-0 in the bottom of the second.
That ball was absolutely crushed off the bat. Galvan knew it, dropped the bat. That ball was destroyed.
And with our view from here, Alex, looking up the first base line, to our left is the Wareham dugout. It's really tough to tell if any ball goes into that left field corner where it might be from our perspective. Well, we didn't have to guess too much on that one. Could tell by the reaction that was long gone. First pitch is just outside to Colby Turner for ball one. So just after the Kettleers blasted 2 leadoff homers last night, they give up one here against Wareham in the bottom half of the second. Next pitch misses low and away to Turner. 2 balls, no strikes. First homer of the season for Wareham. Only a couple of teams are able to blast home runs. Kettleers lead the league with 2 of them as the next pitch is fouled straight back by Turner off the fencing. Count 1 and 2. Count 2 and 1, excuse me. Cotuit, that's the second home run their staff has given up. The first one being against Harwich on opening day. 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3 balls, 1 strike.
That was the first hit this season for Galvan. What a loud one to get on the board and get an early 1-0 lead for your starter.
Next pitch to Turner is popped up on the infield, creeping into foul ground, going after the right fielder Gracia, and he makes the play on the run. About 15 yards into foul territory down that right field line. He flags it down for a much needed first out in the bottom of the second.
It was a really nice play by Gracia, and a play that could be overlooked at the end of this game with Lunsford struggling after giving up the leadoff home run, falling behind in the count 3-1. Gracia running miles to make that catch.
He gets a swing and miss on Nate Early on the first pitch he sees in this at bat. Yeah, I like what you bring up there. A really important at bat, and then he falls behind early on Turner. So if they're able to put another man on base and keep the offense rolling, who knows where it can go. But a nice job to get back on track to get that first out of this frame. The next pitch missed outside to Early. And now the 1-1 and the windup from Lunsford. Here it comes. Down and away, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 with the infield playing back on Early. It's blocked by Bryan. 3 balls, 1 strike. So he falls behind in this count again. Not something he did in the first inning, was pitching to contact and was able to work some really quick outs, was Lunsford. Now trying to get back in this one at 3-1. The pitch to Early. Low and outside, ball 4. So after a leadoff home run in the bottom of the second inning, they put their first base runner on first. It's Nate Early with 1 gone and Eli Putnam stepping up to bat.
Lunsford threw just 11 pitches in that first inning. 8 went for strikes. Fell behind against Turner. Walked to Early here, so control slowing down a bit here in the second.
Lunsford from the stretch pitches outside to Putnam for ball 1. Putnam out of Davidson. Getting looks today at the 7 hole in the order, with a runner on first being held on by Tanner Thatch. 1-0 pitch. is down in the dirt. Count 2-0. Thatch guarding first base. He's looking directly into the sun. The shadows are casting their way across this infield. They haven't quite gotten into the infield just yet, but slowly but surely crossing over home plate right now, as the next pitch is just outside. 3 balls, no strikes here to Eli Putnam. Putnam from the right side, an open batting stance. 3-0 pitch is up and in. Back-to-back walks issued by Logan Lunsford, and with one gone, they'll have runners on first and second.
Lunsford just struggling to find the strike zone here. He's falling behind early and often in these counts, and a smart move by the catcher Brooks Bryan. Go out to the mound, settle down your pitcher after giving up the leadoff home run, the 2 walks. Make sure that you guys are on the same page and just cool his emotions. You don't want this inning to spiral out of control.
We saw that in yesterday's game too, early on, trying to calm down Ben Jacobs during his outing. And that worked really well. After that, was able to settle in nicely. So hopefully whatever Brooks Bryan is telling to his pitchers is working with Logan Lunsford on the mound right now. The right-hander comes set with the black glove just above his belt. Runners are on first and second for Antonio Jimenez, who takes up and inside for a called strike 1. Jimenez out of Miami played 45 games this year, batted 182, 18 hits and 99 ABs. Appeared in a few games so far this year for the Gatemen. All white batting gloves. Awaits the 0-1 pitch is right down the heart of the plate, strike 2. It's a really nice job from Lunsford here. Maybe something that Brooks Bryan told him a second ago. He's really able to calm things down. Runners are on first and second. A big lead for Putnam at first. Early stands at second, being held on by Advincula, the second baseman. 0-2. Breaking ball bounced in front of home plate. It'll go back to the backstop. Bryan has to scurry back to get it. Picks it up as the runners both move into scoring position with one gone. Well, that's one there. Maybe if the bases are empty, you're a bit more confident in throwing that pitch. But when you have a breaking ball that has already been spiked a few times in the dirt, with runners on first and second, it's a dangerous play. Roberts will tuck the infield in. 1-2 the count, one gone with runners on second and third for Jimenez. Righty on righty matchup. Lunsford from the stretch deals a fastball in off the hands, popped up into foul ground, giving chase. Thatch still running after it, twisting pop up as the wind continues to push it around, but he makes the catch and fires it home to Brooks Bryan, and a nice job by Tanner Thatch to maintain his composure and locate that pop up to capture a much needed second out of this frame.
It was definitely a much needed out there, and you saw Nate early leading off third, thought about going home and testing the arm of Thatch, but Thatch quickly firing home. Bryan blocked the throw in the dirt to make sure the runners don't advance, but much needed out for Lunsford there.
Here's Ty Dooley, 9-man in the Wareham lineup, has a chance to put his guys up 3 here after the home run led off this bottom of the second. He takes a fastball low and inside, 0-1. So Sean Keys will remain playing up at third. Tanner Thatch steps back at first, as are the middle infielders. Outfielders playing straight up. Lunsford taking a look in, has that ball in his right hand as it meets the black leather of his mitt. 0-1 pitch. Fastball upstairs, 1-1. Dooley, a 213 hitter this past season at Coastal Carolina, played in 51 games. And now time called by the home plate umpire. It appears the pitch clock isn't working. The second base ump said the clock in his left hand wasn't working, but it appears they're going to continue play here with the count 1-1, 2 gone in the inning. Runners are on second and third. Lunsford deals. Down in the dirt. Attempted block by Bryan. The runner's not going to come from third. He stays put, and he possibly could have if he had a better jump, but Bryan let that one squander to his right.
It looked like Early, like you mentioned, Joe, just didn't get the jump that he wanted. Bryan hustling to pick up the ball there. So lucky break for Cotuit that the runners don't advance.
Lunsford with the count 2-1 on Dooley. 26 RBIs this season for the Chanticleers. He bats from the left side, a slightly closed off batting stance. 2-1 pitch is launched down the left field line. Going back on it, Max Ballou, and he makes the grab for out number 3. So Wareham strands 2 runners in scoring position as we move into the top of the 3rd inning. A 1-0 lead for the Gatemen. But before then, we'll check in for the first time this afternoon with our sideline reporter, Adele Huffman. What do you have for us, Adele?
Thanks, Joe. I just wanted to run it back to Merritt Beaker, who had an amazing pitching a few innings for us yesterday against Orleans. He's our pitcher from Lexington, North Carolina, and his parents went to ECU, making him an immediate fan. And he played there for 2 years, pitching less than 20 innings, but this did not stop Beaker. He then transferred to Ball State his junior year, which he instantly entered the starting lineup and pitched 81 innings in 15 games, and also won MAC Pitcher of the Year award and finished top 10 in the nation in punchouts. And yesterday, Beaker had an amazing few innings with 3 scoreless innings. Joe, Alex, what do you think we can see from Beaker this coming up season?
Well, I'm really looking forward to whenever he gets that first start. I know he's been mostly a starter at Ball State this past year, so hopefully we're able to see him in a starting role. But I mean, that was really promising last night. 3 strong innings. He gave up just a hit, 2 strikeouts, and a bullpen that looked really solid a night ago. But really just looking forward to getting to see him on the bump, a Merritt Beaker bump day, if you will, hopefully at some point.
That would be great. And what really stood out to me was the fact that he was pitching to contact, just 38 pitches in 3 innings, really relying on his defense. And he picked up the strikeouts when needed. And Beaker just an excellent performance in a trio of great performances out of the Cotuit bullpen last night.
Yeah, it was the bullpen. They went 7 innings, allowed 4 hits, struck out 7. That was massive after a bullpen that gave up 7 earned runs the previous night in game 1 against Harwich. So hopefully we're able to see more of Merritt Beaker as we move on throughout the rest of the season. That was great information, Adele. Thank you. As we move on into the top of the 3rd inning, Kettleers now trailing 1-0. Have not trailed since Saturday afternoon against Harwich in that 13-2 loss on opening day. They grabbed a 1-0 lead early on in yesterday's game, added it, and made it 2-0 in the 4th inning, where they held off Orleans to just 1 hit through 8 innings pitched. And as mentioned, a really strong effort from the bullpen yesterday. So Jaron Advincula leads off the top of the 3rd for the Kets. Rolls the first pitch he sees over to first, snared by the first baseman Putnam, but a couple feet in foul ground, says the first base ump. So a hard hit ball by Advincula attacking the first pitch. It's just foul.
And Sloan's doing a good job getting those first pitch strikes across the plate, to it being passive, I guess, on those first pitch, but Avicula noticing that he's going early with his hard stuff and hits it just foul.
Advincula, a hit in the home opener on Saturday night, did not play last night at Orleans. The 0-1 pitch, he attacks it again, rolls it over, a 3-hopper to second. Easy play for Ty Dooley, who tosses it to first for out number 1 in the 3rd. And that'll bring up his teammate out of Cal, PJ Moutsouridis. They round out the bottom half of this Kettleers lineup. AJ Gracia steps into the on-deck circle as the leadoff man. Great day at the ballpark. Wind blowing from left field towards right center. Some wisping clouds in the sky, but mostly clear skies overhead. Sunshine all day today on the Cape. First pitch to Moutsouridis is down low by his ankles, ball 1. Moutsouridis also didn't get the start in last night's game at Orleans. They went with a different look middle infield. Tyler Cerny out of Indiana and Nick Rodriguez, the Missouri State product. 1-0 pitch to Moutsouridis. He gets underneath it, sends a twisting pop-up into the seats just behind home plate. So now the shadows, you think they'll maybe start to play a little bit of a factor, Alex? We got them crossing over about halfway up the third base line and pretty much the entire circle around home plate.
Could definitely see it start to be a factor. These guys need to shade their eyes so they don't lose a ball.
Mutsaritas awaits the 1-1 pitch. He cuts and misses at a pitch low and inside. A nicely located one at that from Braden Sloan. It seems like that off speed he's been able to locate incredibly well, especially away from these left-handed hitters, that time low and inside on Mutsaritas. Middle infield playing back. First baseman Putnam way off the line at first for Mutsaritas. 1-2 pitch. Fastball hard hit into left field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Pops into the glove of Reinhardt, and PJ Mutsaritas has knocked the second base hit of the day for the Kettleers.
It was just a really good piece of hitting from Mutsaritas there. Found a pitch that he can drive and didn't waste the opportunity to line that into left field. And now Cotuit runner on first with 1 out in the inning, and you have the top of your order coming up. The 2 guys that hit home runs standing in the batter's box and in the on-deck circle. This is a spot that you'd like to be in.
Mutsaritas takes his lead at first. He puts on an all-black oven mitt and takes off for second. The pitch is high. Throw down from Gavlan is not in time. Took the shortstop high off the bag, had to jump for it, did Jimenez. He applied the tag, but it was not in time to get Mutsaritas his first stolen bag of the summer, and the 5th for the Kettleers, a league lead. So now he takes his lead at second. Count is 1-0 to A.J. Gracia, who struck out his first time up, and now Sloan will take a step back towards second. Runner will be held on by the shortstop Jimenez. There'll be a big gap on the left side of the infield. Third baseman is playing even with the bag. First baseman back and close to the line. That flag in center field still whipping away towards center. Sloan from the stretch takes a look at second, the 1-0. Fastball, hard hit on the ground. Backhand slide by Dooley, up with it throwing. The throw is high as the runner from second comes around to score, Mutsaritas. They threw it to first to Putnam. He had to relay it home. Runner was out at first. They were able to get that play, but Mutsaritas, some heads-up base running, who had a head start at second, continued his way around third, and the ball got away from the catcher, so he scores easily to knot this game up at 1.
It was the unconventional hit and run there where the ball was stayed in the infield. Gracia was out at first, but Mutsaritas not stopping the entire way, trying to catch the defense sleeping, and the throw was rushed by Putnam. That went up the line. The catcher, Galvan, couldn't grab it, and Mutsaritas, with a ton of speed, scores from second.
That brings up Devin Taylor with the bases empty. Infield shifted to the left. First pitch. Breaking ball low and inside, strike 1. So Taylor, a really hard hit ball his last time up. Lined it off the glove of the first baseman, took him into a dive up that on the stone dust on the right side of that infield. Now Devin Taylor will check his swing here and go back to 0-2. It was one that was hit sharply towards Putnam. He dove to his right, knocked it towards center field. And it was the first hit of the day for the Kettleers. Now Taylor, with the score knotted up at 1's, trying to extend this top of the third. He checks his swing again at a pitch that was in the dirt. He didn't go. It's 2-1. 1-2. So 1-2 the count to Devin Taylor. Great night at the plate last night. He's continued it into today, 1 for 1. Now Sloan working from the windup. Shakes off a few signs from his catcher Galvan. And here's the 1-2 serving. Low and outside, 2-2.
Sloan continuing to go back low and outside to try and get the strikeout. Saw him get success early on with it. 4 punch outs through the first 2 innings. Now inducing the ground balls here.
The 2-2 to Taylor is a fastball low and outside. He watches it all the way through. Count pushed to 3-2. Taylor was the first Hoosier since Indiana's duo of Kyle Schwarber and Sam Travis back in 2014. First one to be included on the Golden Spikes watch list at the beginning of the year. 3-2 pitch is waved at and missed. Strike 3. 5th strikeout of the day for Braden Sloan. But the Kets knot the game up at 1 with a ground out by A.J. Gracia that was able to score P.J. Mutsaritas from second. So knotted up at 1's as we go into the bottom of the third on the Kets Radio Network.
Coastal Rentals is the place to go for professional landscape and construction equipment. Whether you need tools and equipment for commercial use or for your own projects, Coastal Rentals has what you need. Purchasing gear is also available. Check out Coastal Rentals today.
For nearly 2 decades, Coastal Irrigation has proudly provided top-notch irrigation and landscape lighting services across Cape Cod. Starting with just a handful of customers in Cotuit, they now serve nearly all of the Cape. Upgrade your lawn care with their modern irrigation systems. No more dragging around hoses or worrying about watering while you're away. Their systems ensure your grass stays healthy and green effortlessly. Transform your home with Coastal Irrigation's landscape lighting services. Enhance your outdoor gatherings, improve safety, and boost curb appeal with their affordable, low-voltage lighting solutions. Illuminate your walkways and highlight architectural details to make your home shine. Contact Coastal Irrigation at 508-428-1529 or info@coastalirrigation.net. One to one as we move into the bottom of the third from Spillane Field. Kettleers getting their first runs of the ball game on a RBI ground out from AJ Gracia. Picked up his second RBIs of the season for the Kettleers. And we are tied up at ones with the top of the lineup digging in for the Gatemen, starting off with Brendan Summerhill. He takes a ball one in the dirt. 1-0 from Logan Lunsford, who starts his third inning of work. Next pitch is on the outer half, strike one. Summerhill's 0 for 1, a weak ground out to first his last time up. Excuse me, that was a ground out right back to the pitcher Lunsford, which he relayed to first, and now he ties one up down the left field line, takes a few trots up the line, but it's twisting into foul ground. Down by the upright down the left field line, of course, this being a football stadium for Wareham High School during the fall and spring months, as well as a high school baseball diamond too. Here's the 1-2. Summerhill chases after a fastball up in the zone. Strike three. Came up empty at that one, and it's the second K of the day for Logan Lunsford.
That was a big strikeout for Lunsford. Struggled last inning, allowing the 2 walks and the solo shot to Galvan, but a big first out there and always provides you a little bit of confidence if you can get the first guy out.
Lunsford shakes his head up and down once. He's facing Jace Reinhart, who takes a breaking ball right down the heart of the plate for strike one. Righty on righty matchup, and Logan Lunsford was able to retire him for his first strikeout of the day in the first inning. Here's the next one. It's a fastball tipped into the glove of Brooks Bryan, 0-2. So how key is that just to get that first out of the inning, especially after giving up the leadoff bomb in the second?
Well, it's massive. It allows you to build confidence and get into a rhythm that you've seen here.
Next pitch misses everything. It goes back to the backstop, 1-2.
Might have jinxed that rhythm there. Completely missed everything, but Lunsford definitely looks like he has newfound confidence. Really, after that mound visit with Brooks Bryan coming out, they look like they've been on the same page.
1-2 is a breaking ball that finds the dirt, barely skips in there, and it's 2-2. Yeah, it was that mound visit just after the walk against Nate Early. They got one out in the inning, but then he walked Early, ended up walking Putnam. And then that's when the mound visit came. He was able to get 2 quick outs after that. 2-2 pitch is cut on and missed, strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts for Logan Lunsford to start off the bottom of the third, and he's up to 3 on the day.
Lunsford doing a good job mixing locations, pounding it on the outside portion of the plate. Went more elevated to get the strikeout there, but went with earlier in the count, went with the fastball low and outside, and really having success painting his fastball on the outside portion of the plate.
Here's Tristan Gray, takes a fastball low and outside, called strike one, right around knee height to the right-handed swinging Gray out of Fresno State, who won the 2023 Mountain West Freshman of the Year a year ago, hit .297. Now he launches one to deep left field. It's twisting foul down the left field line. Gave that one a ride. If he was able to straighten it out, likely the second homer of the day for the Gatemen.
Similar swings between Galvan, who hit the home run, and Gray there. Both crushed it to left field. However, Gray just pulled it a bit too far.
0-2, breaking ball that falls about chest height to Tristan Gray. A nice pitch at that. Aimed at his left shoulder, pulled it on a string, did Lunsford, and looked like slightly into the zone, maybe a bit high. And they'll do it again at 1-2. Here it comes. Fastball that ties up Gray. He launches it straight back and foul.
Lunsford attacking Gray up in the strike zone, went with the breaking ball. That was called the ball. Went back even higher up in the strike zone with the fastball, getting Gray to expand the zone. Curious to see if he mixes locations here.
Gray awaits. The 1-2 pitch is down the heart of the plate, a fastball for strike 3. First called K of the day for Logan Lunsford, and his 4th overall. He struck out the side here in the bottom of the 3rd, and a 1-1 ball game as we go to the top of the 4th on the Kets Radio Network.
Discover a treasure of nearly 70,000 books at the Isaiah Thomas bookstore right here in Cotuit. Founded in 1969 and relocated to a restored 1860s Crocker family house in 1990, their shop is a haven for book lovers of any age. Visit the Isaiah Thomas bookstore on 4632 Falmouth Road in Cotuit or contact at 508-428-2752.
When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429.
One the score from Spillane Field as we start the top of the 4th inning. Sean Keys will lead off for the Kettleers, batting in the 3 spot today for head coach Mike Roberts. He's still facing Braden Sloan, who's back out for a 4th inning of work. The first pitch is low and outside, nearly touches the dirt, 1-0. Keys struck out his first time up. One of 5 strikeout victims of Sloan's so far. Comes set with the tan glove at his belt and into his windup he goes. The 1-0 pitch draws a big hack from Sean Keys down in the zone, 1-1. So it seems like for these first few games, Alex, pitchers really locating down in the zone to Sean Keys.
It's been an area where Keys has struggled to hit. Just the one really hard line drive that he had last night.
He rolls this one over to first. Up with it, Eli Putnam. He'll take it to the bag himself for out number 1.
Sloan once again going back down and in on Keys, and Keys just rolling it over to the first baseman. And it's been an area where pitchers have noticed where he has struggled, and he's such a talented hitter, but just that one area, and pitchers have attacked it early. Curious to see if he adjusts as the year goes along.
Had a great year for the Kets last year and a phenomenal season in the Patriot League for Bucknell this past season, where he was in the top 5 in the conference in slugging percentage and batting average. First pitch is a swing and a miss on Brooks Bryan, who's down 0-1. He hit a hard line drive to first his last time up. Would have been a base hit in any league if the first baseman wasn't standing right there, Eli Putnam. The 0-1 pitch to Bryan, batting from the left side. He fans and misses at a breaking ball low and away. That's been the spot right there for Braden Sloan today. He's hit it plenty of times, and now he's ahead on Bryan, 0-2. Comes set again. Tan glove at his belt. Looking down at the ground, now he looks up at his catcher. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball just inside. And Brooks Bryan has sent the count to 1-2. Windy at Spillane Field. Now that flag spinning towards straightaway right field. Power alley for Brooks Bryan if he was able to get a hold of one. 1-2 pitch, bounces in there and gets back to the backstop, 2-2. Brooks Bryan, a Team USA invite this summer. 56 starts for the Trojans this past season at Troy, 279 hitter. Played outfield, played behind the dish, and now the 2-2 pitch is a breaking ball that falls in there, strike three. Sloan had it on a string, and it's his first looking K of the day.
Sloan really has a strikeout pitch working. He's up to 6 now, and saw that in his best start that he had back in TCU, a start where he went 6 innings, 13 strikeouts. That was a season high performance for him, and when he gets on a roll, the punch outs seem to follow.
Absolutely, and he's had at least one in every single inning so far today, this being the 4th inning, and he is up to 6 total Ks. And now throwing to Max Ballou. First pitch is a breaking ball that brushes him back up off the plate, but called to strike one. Second ago, we saw Max Ballou exchange a few words with the catcher Ryan Galvan, those two teammates at the University of Texas. And going up against a fellow Big 12 competitor in Braden Sloan on the bump, 0-2 pitch is down right around the knees of Max Ballou. The catcher Galvan held it there for a couple seconds longer, but didn't get the call. 1-0, 1-1, excuse me. See Galvan wearing all burnt orange catcher's gear from the catcher's helmet all the way down to the knee guards. 1-1 pitch. Ballou gets underneath it, pops it up just outside of the infield, giving chase the right fielder Turner towards the line. He lost his hat, but he finds the ball in his left mitt for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down go the Kets in the top half of the 4th. 1-1 the score remains as we go to the bottom half of this frame on the Kets Radio Network.
Escape the summer heat at Polar Cave Ice Cream Parlor, located on Route 28 in Mashpee, right at the Barnstable town line. Our creamy, homemade ice cream flavors will delight your taste buds. Plus, Kettleers kids get a free cone on home game days. Call us at 508-477-5553 or email info@polarcave.com to learn more. Come chill with us and experience the coolest treats on Cape Cod.
RCA Electric and Generators is dedicated to helping homeowners and building contractors select, purchase, install, and maintain the ideal generator for their specific needs. Since being founded by Randy Agnew in 1990, this Barnstable-based family-run business has grown its reputation by serving all of Cape Cod, the South Shore, and the South Coast. Get in touch today by reaching out to RCA at 508-428-0449 or visit in person at 153 Commercial Street in Mashpee.
With 30-plus years of personal injury litigation and insurance negotiation experience, Snow Law Firm is your go-to for wrongful injuries and rightful compensation. Snow Law Firm will secure the maximum amount of compensation available through settlement or trial. Schedule a free case evaluation by calling 508-477-7100.
For over 40 years, Vollmer & Son Construction has proudly served its community, providing a wide range of construction services, from bathroom renovations to complete home remodels. When you work with Vollmer & Son, you are being taken care of by natives of Cape Cod who support the community by using local suppliers and subcontractors. Vollmer & Son Construction, a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
New pitcher in for the Kettleers in the bottom of the fourth inning as the score is 1-1 from Wareham. We will see James Ellwanger for the first time this season, coming off of his freshman campaign at Dallas Baptist University, where he made 8 appearances, a 6.11 ERA across 17 and 2/3 innings pitched, where he allowed 12 earned runs but struck out 23 to just 11 walks. And the Kettleers go into their bullpen for the first time today. 3 innings pitched from Logan Lunsford, where he tossed 4 strikeouts and struck out the side in the third. The first pitch from Ellwanger is against the 4-hitter Ryan Galvan, who laces this one over the second baseman at Vincula, and it sinks into right center field for a base hit. They lead off this bottom of the fourth with a base knock, just after Rylan Galvan led off the top of the second with a solo homer, so he improves to 2 for 2 on the day.
Those are the only 2 hits so far for Wareham tonight. Galvan, 2 really nice swings, crushed the home run, and they're just not doing too much against the reliever Ellwanger, floating it into the right center field gap.
So here's the San Diego State Aztec Colby Turner, who's 0 for 1, flew out to right field his first time up. Runner on first has a big lead as the pitch is down in the dirt ball 1. So we'll see Ellwanger out here throwing a fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup. And now working with a 1-0 count on Colby Turner, right on right matchup. Ellwanger deals. Fastball that is roped into high center field, going back on at the center fielder Vu, and he settles under it in the alleyway to make the catch for out number 1.
That was hit sort of in between Vu and Gracia, saw both converge on that ball, but it was the center fielder Vu who called off Gracia to record out number 1.
Now here's Nate Early. Walked his last time up in the second inning, got all the way to third, but was unable to score. Runner inching up at first has a big lead over there. Does Galvan as the pitch is up and away from Ellwanger, 1-0.
Galvan just 3 stolen bases at Texas this past year, so not really a threat to run.
Wareham, 1 stolen base on the season so far. He's got a big lead held on by Tanner Thatch. They check on him at first. He dives back into the bag safely. Thatch still having to look into the sun. The shadows have crept their way all around home plate, just in front of home plate as well, about halfway between home plate and the mound. Sean Keys is completely engulfed in the shadows on the third base side, with Wareham High School just being behind us over our left shoulders. Lights still off here at Spillane Field. Sun is yet to set. The 1-0 pitch from Ellwanger. Going to have to wait as they check at first. A close play there. Thatch applies the tag, but he's safe, says the first base ump.
Ellwanger fired a strike over there. Tried to get Galvan leaning.
He's been really active over there at first, getting into his secondary prematurely. Now he's still got a big lead over there. They check on him again. The tag, he is safe. 2 close plays at first right there.
Galvan having to get dirty there is Ellwanger really keeping a close eye on him.
Ellwanger, 6'5", 200-pound right-handed reliever out of Magnolia, Texas. Fashions a light blue glove with red laces. Now they'll throw back to first again. Third straight pickoff attempt there. This time Galvan's back in standing. 1-0 is the count to Nate Early, facing James Ellwanger for the first time in relief of Logan Lunsford, who went 3 strong frames, allowed 1 hit, 1 run. It was the homer from Rylan Galvan, who stands at first. Big lead over there. 1-0. Pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Early.
Early has a lot of pop in his bat in 54 games at Florida Southwestern this year, 16 home runs, 58 RBIs.
Has yet to record a hit so far this season. Launches this one down the left field line, but foul. James Ellwanger, a really solid high school player at Magnolia West High School in Magnolia, where he grew up. Drafted by the Washington Nationals in the 19th round of last year's draft. Here's the 2-1. Fastball fouled back again over our left shoulders and into the high school, 2-2. A smaller sample size this year for Ellwanger. Appeared in just 8 games, all of which were starts for the Patriots. Season long was 5 innings pitched. That was back on February 25th, where he struck out 8 against Central Michigan. 2-2 pitch is tipped off of the bat and maybe off of the catcher Brooks Bryan. It goes back to the backstop, and Nate Early stays alive at 2-2.
And Ellwanger really was having a solid campaign until his last 2 outings. Gave up 7 earned runs in the final 3 innings that he pitched this year, but he had an ERA around 3.07 for most of it, but that ballooned up to 6.11. But he has really good stuff.
2-2 pitch draws Early reaching out over the plate, but he pops it up in foul ground. Did that hit the light pole, Alex?
I think it did.
So first one of the year. First light pole doink of the year. Shout out Tim Crowley, broadcaster from 2 years ago for the Kettleers. Always wanted to keep count. We got our first one, only in game 3, too. Here's the 2-2. Joss misses outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Nate Early, who's worked back-to-back really strong counts. At bat back in the 2nd inning where he worked the walk. Now a chance to do that again here. They got a runner on first, Rylan Galvan, with 1 gone in this frame. 1-1 the score from Spillane Field in the bottom of the 4th. 3-2 pitch from Ellwanger, working from the first base side of the rubber, and now a pitch clock violation will put the runner on first, so they sent the count to full, and now Ellwanger squanders the batter on our first pitch clock violation of the 24 campaign. So they'll put runners on first and second with 1 gone.
You saw Ellwanger just really taking his time there and lost track of the pitch clock there. And it's a costly mistake because now you have runners on first and second, 1 out in the inning. So the double play still in play for Cotuit.
Here's Eli Putnam. 1 for 4 so far this season. Ellwanger takes a look at second. Now the pitch. Fastball fouled straight back into the fencing. 0-1. Tanner Thatch will shift far to the left side, so he's far off that first base line. Maybe about 20 feet as the first baseman, facing the right-handed swinging Eli Putnam. Sean Keys is even with the bag at third. PJ Moutsaritas, the shortstop, pretty much equidistant between third base and second base. So big hole on the right side of the infield. 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball that's on a string and falls down into the heart of the plate to Putnam. 0-2. Well located pitch that time from Ellwanger. Putnam, a .352 hitter this past season at Davidson. He started 51 games. 16 homers, .679 slugging percentage, built for moments like this. 0-2 pitch is just outside, 1-2. So it was Early and Putnam who worked back-to-back walks back in the 2nd inning. Early just reached first with his 2nd walk of the game. And now Eli Putnam batting with runners on first and second. 1 gone in the bottom of the 4th. Chance to put the Gatemen ahead once again. The 1-2 pitch from Ellwanger is a fastball up and in that draws a big cut from Putnam, and he goes down on strikes. The first one of the day for James Ellwanger, and a much needed out there to get Putnam with runners on first and second.
That was a big out for Ellwanger there. Could not afford to put Putnam on base to load the bases up with just 1 out in the inning, but reared back and just let one loose, and Putnam just missed it.
Antonio Jimenez digs in. Right-handed batter with the all-black bat. Royal blue handle as he waves it out towards Ellwanger. Now brings it just above that right shoulder. The first pitch he sees is a fastball in off of his belt for strike 1. Could tell Jimenez didn't like that call there. He wears an all-white compression sock all the way out to his right wrist. All-white batting gloves with white and pink Adidas cleats. All white pants for the Gatemen today with their blue tops with the red W on the top left side of that jersey. The 0-1 pitch is down low in the zone, right around the knees of Jimenez, but called a strike 2. Seems like all these pitchers on both sides have been able to get that low called strike call in the zone. And Antonio Jimenez has fallen victim of it here. It's 0-2 on him after popping out in the first inning to Tanner Thatch in foul ground. Chance to give his guys the lead. Ellwanger steps off. And the runners will take their lead once again. Middle infielders pinching the bag at second. Thatch still playing far off the line at first. Here's the 1-2 from Ellwanger. Breaking ball up and inside. 1-2. Tries to go front door with the off speeder there.
Ellwanger mixing speeds and location, went with 2 fastballs down and in. Now trying to elevate the breaking ball to try and catch the top part of the zone against Jimenez.
Chance to end this frame. The 1-2 pitch is roped on the ground towards Sean Keys and gets through underneath his glove down into the left field corner. The run coming in to score from second. He does so easily, Rylan Galvan, as it's a 2-1 game off of the bat of Antonio Jimenez, an RBI single, his first RBIs of this season.
And Jimenez fell down in the count 0-2, laid off a tough breaking ball at the top of the zone, then got a pitch that he could drive and just hit a ground ball into left field. But Sean Keys had a read on it, but the ball evades his glove and goes into left field, and that was enough for Galvan to come in and score.
Brings up the bottom of the lineup in Ty Dooley. Runners still on first and second with 2 outs against James Ellwanger, who's still working from the stretch with the light blue glove at his belt. And he dials in a first pitch fastball for strike 1 on Dooley, who's 0 for 1 today with a fly out to left field to end the second inning. And one where Lunsford ran into some trouble but was able to work his way out of it, having given up just the 1 run. That's what Ellwanger's trying to do right here with 2 gone in the bottom of the 4th. The 0-1 pitch is up and outside. Count evens up at 1-1. So Early will take his lead at second. He reached on his second walk of the day. Antonio Jimenez improved to 1 for 2 with that RBI single to give the Gatemen a 2-1 lead. Thatch standing right behind Jimenez at first, 10 feet off the line. Keys is up on the grass at third. Middle infielders are back. The 1-1 pitch from Ellwanger is a breaking ball that turns inside on Dooley, and it's 2-1. Sun continues to set over the left field corner as shadows cast their way across this infield from left to right. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball draws a big cut from Ty Dooley. Was looking towards the right field corner at the 315-foot sign after he fanned and missed at that one to send the count to 2-2.
Just a massive cut from Dooley there. Was trying to put a even bigger dent into the scoreboard.
Ellwanger with the 2-2. He takes a step back towards second, tosses it to Mutsaritas. He returns it, and so do the runners. They're on first and second with 2 gone for Ty Dooley. Outfield playing straight up. The flag in center field still ripping away towards straightaway center. Ellwanger comes set, takes a look at second. Now the 2-2 offering. Dooley takes up and away, 3-2. So another full count here for James Ellwanger.
And Ellwanger's pitch count continues to rise in this inning. 23 pitches, 14 have gone for strikes, but there's a big pitch upcoming.
Set with his glove at the belt. Peers in at Brooks Bryan. The 3-2 pitch. Both runners go. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ty Dooley chases after an upstairs fastball and comes up empty for strike 3. So James Ellwanger is able to escape that frame, having given up 1 run on the RBI single from Antonio Jimenez. The Gatemen have a 2-1 lead as we go to the top of the 5th inning. But before then, we'll check in again with our sideline reporter, Adele Huffman, who has some words about Brooks Bryan.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, let's talk about Brooks Bryan for a second. From Alabama, he attends Troy University currently, and he's our catcher tonight. But at Troy, he participated in 23 games with 14 starts, 13 hits, 12 RBIs, and based on his stellar performance, this past year he was also named ABCA Rawlings NCAA Division I All Southwest Region First Team after leading the Sun Belt Conference in RBIs. And actually, Joe and Alex, he has a little nickname at Troy. They call him the RBI King, which is not surprising because in his sophomore year, he was chosen for the All Sun Belt First Team selection and a semifinalist for the Golden Spikes Award. So no runs yet tonight from Brooks Bryan, but great plays as catcher, and he seems to have a calming effect on Lunsford, as we saw in the beginning of this game. After a couple walks, they met on the mound, and it seemed to turn the game around a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good point that you bring up, a guy who can maybe bring a calming presence, but I really want to find out a bit more about what went into that RBI king. Do you think he's the king of anything else?
We've got to find
We
out.
have to find out.
I mean, he did have 85 RBIs
Yeah.
this past year. That is a massive number, made it 56 starts, 18 home runs, and you've seen him hit a couple of really hard balls so far this year, lined out to end the top of the first inning, also roped a double in Cotuit's home opener. So Brian's hit a lot of hard balls this year.
He's one of those guys who's really fun to watch in batting practice, one who can put plenty into the trees at Lowell Park, and hopefully we'll get one in live action at a game pretty soon. So we move into the top of the fifth inning. Tanner Thatch will lead things off for the Kettleers. He was a swinging strikeout victim of Braden Sloan his first time up in the second. Sloan back out there for a fifth inning of work. Goes into his windup and throws a breaking ball up and inside to Thatch, 1-0. So Thatch still looking for that first hit on the season. Went 0 for 4 last night at Orleans. And of course hit 2 homers in a game there last year. So tale of 2 different seasons at Eldridge Park so far for Tanner Thatch. Next pitch is down beneath his knees, 2-0. Of course, Adele Huffman with the great information about Thatch yesterday, fueled by a banana and mayonnaise sandwich. Didn't have it yesterday, so maybe that's why he went 0 for 4. As the next one is rolled on the ground towards second, up with it is the second baseman Dooley, an easy flip to first to get Thatch for out number 1. It's been a really nice job by Sloan today, really pitching to that weak contact, and when they haven't been making contact, it seems seemingly every time it's been a strikeout.
Yeah, like you mentioned, just the strikeout numbers have been great, but just to limit the amount of hard contact, you really haven't seen Cotuit square up a lot of balls. Just Brian's line out, Devin Taylor with a hard hit ball, but other than that, it's just been soft contact and letting his defense make the plays for him.
Here's Kian Vu, takes a big hack at the first pitch he sees, and he is down 0-1. So second straight at bat where Vu has attacked that first pitch. This time he fouls it off into the glove of Ryan Galvan. Batting from the left side, points the barrel of that bat almost towards the ground, and then brings it up as the pitch is being released. This time it's in the dirt, and the count evens up at 1-1. Vu 1 for 5 last night, 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to first his first time up. Part of a 3-up, 3-down second inning. We've had a few of those in today's game. Sloan has worked 2 of them. Looking for that 7th strikeout on the afternoon as the next pitch is up and inside and called a strike 2. Drew a slight check swing from Vu, maybe a little bit inside. Gets the call at 1-2. So a strike away from that 7th K as mentioned. Braden Sloan shakes off a few signs, standing on top of the rubber. Now the ball meets the tan glove at his belt. Takes a deep breath, and now his delivery home. 1-2. Vu goes after it, and a breaking ball gets him again. Strike 3, the 7th of the day for Braden Sloan. He has cruised through this Kettleers lineup, especially after giving up that RBI back in the 3rd frame. But other than that, he has been dominant.
Sloan once again just using the breaking ball, getting ahead with the fastball, and then going with the off speed to really change the eye level and change the speed for these Cotuit hitters, and he's getting results. It's just been pure dominance out on the mound for him.
Here's Jaron Advincula, another lefty on lefty matchup. Corner infielder is in at third. The first pitch he sees is on the outer half for strike 1. Advincula, the Pac-12 first teamer out of Cal Berkeley this past season, his freshman campaign where he hit .325 in 54 starts for the Golden Bears. Down in the count 0-1. The next offering from Sloan is launched towards the left field alleyway, charging in the left fielder Reinhardt, and he flags that one down for the 3rd out. So another 3-up, 3-down inning worked by Braden Sloan and the Gatemen. 2-1 their score remains as we go into the bottom half of the 5th frame. And when we come back, my broadcast partner Alex Rocco will take things home on the play-by-play from here on out on the Cats Radio Network.
Willow Bend has been regarded as one of Cape Cod's and New England's premier private clubs and communities for over 25 years. Willow Bend is a family-friendly community right here in Cotuit. They strive for a fun and relaxed lifestyle with good times and good friends. Discover all that and more at Willow Bend.
Operating on Cape Cod since 1988, Advanced Embroidery has garnered national awards in embroidery and screen printing. They offer screenings on golf shirts, Oxford shirts, jackets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and bags. Advanced Embroidery will print your company's or team's logos anywhere. Thousands of satisfied customers can attest for Advanced Embroidery's attentive customer service, tight quality control, and quick turnaround time. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on 38 Plant Road in Hyannis.
Hi, this is Sean Keys, third baseman from Bucknell University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Broadcast Network.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Bottom of the fifth here in Wareham. 2-1 is your score. James Ellwanger back out on the mound for his second inning of work. As before the inning starts, just talking things over, and it's a good point just to talk about the action that's been on the field. Wareham started out this game, took a 1-0 lead on a Rylan Galvan solo home run. Cotuit answered back on an RBI ground out. That was by A.J. Gracia. P.J. Mutsaritas came around to score from second, and then Wareham came back, took the lead. They're up 2-1, really on the back of Braden Sloan.
Yeah, Braden Sloan has been incredible today. 7 strikeouts, and especially these past 2 innings in response to that RBI hit by A.J. Gracia, as you mentioned, Alex. 6 up, 6 down, or 7 up, 7 down, really since then. And of course, that RBI was on a ground out. So even when he has been giving up runs, he's been able to get outs at the same time. So it's really tough to be facing a guy in Braden Sloan who has been so efficient out there, has been starting off counts with strikes, has been able to finish counts as well with that great slider that he throws too. And so the Kettleers are going to have to find a way to hit him out of this ball game because their bullpen seemingly has been trying to stay afloat against this Wareham team. James Ellwanger will go back out there again. Hopefully he can right the ship. But a bit of a delay before the start of this bottom of the 5th inning, an altercation between the umpiring crew and just something being figured out right here at the ballpark. Mike Roberts was involved as well, and the umpiring crew talking things over with members of the Wareham staff, including head coach Ryan Smythe. And so we'll see. Hopefully we're able to get baseball underway from Wareham in just a few moments.
James Ellwanger continuing to stay loose. Tossed her around the ball with some of the fellow members of his infield now, taking a couple of extra warm-up throws to the catcher, Brooks Bryant. But Logan Lunsford, he went 3 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, struck out 4, walked 2, threw 48 pitches. Ellwanger back out for his second inning of work in the first inning. Allowed 1 hit, allowed 1 run. That was unearned off of the error from Sean Keys. That allowed Rylan Galvan to come around and score. Antonio Jimenez reached off of the error. Ellwanger also walked 1 and struck out 2. On the flip side, about Sloan, he's gone 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Just really masterful stuff from him. 62 pitches, 41 of those for strikes. Is still meeting about this altercation here. Hopefully it resolves soon. But Brendan Summerhill about to get set to lead things off. It'll be at 1-2-3 in the Wareham lineup. So Summerhill, Reinhardt, and Gray. As we are about to resume play.
Here we go.
So James Ellwanger gets back on the rubber, flips the ball up into his right hand. Now toes the rubber here in the bottom of the fifth. Cotuit trailing 2-1. The first pitch to Summerhill, breaking ball, misses outside for ball one. Summerhill 0 for 2 today. Grounded out and struck out. He was one of 3 strikeouts for Logan Lunsford in that bottom of the third as the next offering from Ellwanger goes back to the backstop. Ball 2. Summerhill still looking for his first hit on the Cape. Now here's the 2-0. Takes a big cut there as Ellwanger blows a fastball by him. Summerhill, the Arizona product, hit .324 this past season, 8 home runs, 59 RBIs. So we have time as Summerhill steps out of the box, readjusting his elbow guard. Now he steps back in, the 2-1. Ball on the outside corner misses as Summerhill now up in the count 3-1.
It seems like he's having trouble tucking these pitches inside to these left-handed swingers. So let's see if he can straighten it out here.
The 3-1 here. Back on the outside corner, Summerhill thought that was ball 4, nearly pitched the bat away, but it's strike 2, and the count runs full here to begin the inning. Ellwanger nods his head, kicks and deals the full count pitch, swing and a miss. James Ellwanger gets Brendan Summerhill swinging to begin the bottom of the fifth.
That's a massive strikeout there. As we talked about earlier in the broadcast, to get that first out of the inning is really important, and he wasn't able to an inning ago. He gave up a single, and that one came around to score, so definitely good to get ahead of these batters early on in this 5th inning for James Ellwanger.
Third strikeout of the day for Ellwanger. Ended the bottom of the 4th with a K, so back-to-back for him. Now it's the righty, Jace Reinhardt, who watches the first pitch fastball catch the zone for strike number 1. Reinhardt 0 for 2 with a pair of punch-outs. The 0-1, breaking ball downstairs. Count is even at 1-1. Reinhardt this year, extremely productive, .366 average, 17 home runs, 59 RBIs. Takes a big cut out of the 1-1. Misses it. Now Ellwanger up 1-2. Struck out just 40 times in 257 at-bats, but he strikes out for a 3rd time here today as James Ellwanger has the strikeout pitch working as he blows a fastball by Reinhardt, his 2nd of the inning, 4th on the day, and that's 2 outs so far.
Yeah, that time working really nicely, low and away to the right-handed swinging Jace Reinhardt, just dotting fastballs on the low and outside portion. That time he draws the swing and miss, and that's the 4th strikeout of the day for James Ellwanger, and just 5 outs recorded.
Now it brings up the 3-hole hitter, Tristan Gray, who watches the first pitch catch the strike zone. And Ellwanger really doing a nice job now getting those first pitch strikes. Didn't see that an inning ago, but he's working with pace here. The 0-1, big swing and a miss from Gray on the breaking ball low. So Ellwanger just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. The 0-2 to Gray. This one chopped on the ground down the 3rd base line, but foul. Keys gave it an effort. Gray hit a long foul ball earlier. Thought off the bat it might have had a chance, but he pulled it just foul. This one smoked right up the middle. Ellwanger has to get out of the way, but it's a 2-out single for Tristan Gray as Kian Vu fields it, throws in, and Gray is on with a 2-out single.
Really solid piece of hitting there from Tristan Gray. He's barreled up a few that have gone foul. He's 0 for 2 now, 1 for 3 on the day. So good for him to finally straighten one out. He sends that one right back up the middle where it came from. So his first base knock of the day, and that will take James Ellwanger out of the game.
So Mike Roberts comes out to the mound. This seems to be the end of the day for James Ellwanger, as Roberts just continues to talk things over, and we'll have more about the new arm after this quick commercial break here on the Cats Radio Network.
Bortolotti Construction is your go-to provider for all excavation, drainage, and waterworks services. On top of that, they offer landscape filling materials such as sand, native stone, gravel, shells, and more. Serving Cape Cod and the islands for 30 years, Bortolotti Construction is committed to serving its community. Visit at 45 Industry Road in Marston's Mills or call 508-771-9399.
Since 1980, the O'Rourke family has been catering Cape Cod clam bakes, making your events delicious and memorable. Founded by Jake O'Rourke, Jake's Clam Bakes has become a beloved tradition, now carried on by his son, Dan. Choose from our menu options, and on the day of your clam bake, their crew will come to your site and steam a fresh, mouth-watering clam bake just for you. It's that easy. Call us at 833-252-6285 or visit our new takeout location at Building 6 on 3821 Route 28 in Marston's Mills. Email us at dan@jakesclambakes.com with your event details, number of guests, date, time, location, and any special requests like a raw bar, homemade desserts, or kids menu. Not catering? Try their takeout menu featuring lobster rolls, smash burgers, salads, sandwiches, and a smoothie bar. Jake's Clam Bakes, making Cape Cod gatherings unforgettable.
Coastal Rentals is the place to go for professional landscape and construction equipment. Whether you need tools and equipment for commercial use or for your own projects, Coastal Rentals has what you need. Purchasing gear is also available. Check out Coastal Rentals today.
Mike Roberts goes to his bullpen for the second time today and now brings on the lefty Ian May. Joe, what do you have for me on May?
May out of Cal, recovering from Tommy John surgery, and was amazing in the start of his 2023 season, where he went into the year, went through his first 3 outings and had a 0 ERA across 16 innings pitched, and then his season was shut down due to Tommy John surgery. Returned this year, to throw at the back half of the season, where his ERA took a few steps back in terms of he allowed a few more runs, and his strikeout numbers were slightly down, still kind of making his way back into his top form where he was right before the surgery at Cal a few years ago.
May, a 4-pitch mix, a fastball, sinker, changeup, and slider, but before his first pitch to Rylan Galvan, a quick pickoff move to Tristan Gray over there at first base. He kept this inning alive with a 2-out single after James Elwanger got Brendan Summerhill and Jace Reinhart to strike out. The first offering to Galvan popped high on the right field line and out of play.
So got a right-hander at the plate right now in 2023, and those first 3 starts, as I was just mentioning, May held right-handed hitters to just a 128 average, 6 for 47 at the plate. So if there's a guy to come in and face righties, it's Ian May.
Galvan 2 for 2 today. And now skies this one in right field. AJ Gracia on the run. This will fall foul. So another long fly ball hit by Galvan. Now the count now moves to 0-2. Galvan got Wareham on the board first. They lead off home run in the bottom of the second as they still hold a 2-1 lead. As Galvan strolls his way back into the right-hand batter's box. Awaiting the next 0-2. Now he steps in. May's ready, takes a look back at Gray, who leads off first. Now comes home the 0-2. Low and away for ball 1. Galvan started 50 games this past campaign at Texas. Was 0 for 3 the first day on opening day. Swings at a breaking ball there from Ian May. So May comes out of the bullpen, works his job, gets the punch out of Rylan Galvan for out number 3. And we'll send it to an interview with Adele Huffman with the Cotuit middle infield of Jaron Advincula and PJ Mutsaritas. But stay tuned here on the Cats Radio Network.
Hey, Cotuit family. We're here with PJ and Jaron, who play together at Cal Berkeley, and we're going to ask them a few questions tonight. So, would you guys go ahead and just explain where you're from, other summer leagues you might have played in, things like that?
This is PJ, and I'm from San Jose, California. It's about an hour from Berkeley, and this is my first ever time playing summer ball.
I'm Jaron. I'm from Santa Clara, California. I'm actually 10 minutes away from PJ.
Yep.
And this is my second summer ball experience. I played at Utah last year.
So, what was it like for you guys playing at Cali together and then coming to the Cape together to play a game?
Yeah, so, playing at Cal was an awesome experience with him. The one thing, too, is that we played rival high schools against each other. So he went to Midi, I went to Valley Christian. He was my rival high school, so I knew of him. But, me and him up the middle were an amazing duo at Cal. And, we're right back out here at Cape and we're doing our thing.
Yeah, I hated playing against him in high school. But I'm so glad I'm his teammate. I really appreciate that. He's a big inspiration to me. And I love being his teammate.
So I know it's your first time on the Cape, both of you guys.
Yeah.
So what are you guys looking forward to doing outside of baseball?
I'm really looking forward to fishing because I've never gone fishing, and I heard that's a really big thing out here, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Honestly, I could second that. I want to go fishing with him, and I'm not a fish guy, but I would love to experience that.
So on the field, what's your main focus this summer? What are you trying to get better at? Is there any specific part of your game?
Yeah, so one thing that I need to improve on from this season is just more of my consistent throws to first base in my hands, just getting them down earlier, staying down on the ball. And I think base running too. Coach Roberts is a big base running guy, and I could always improve my base running game.
Yeah, I'm a second that too. Coach Roberts is a great base running guy. He's amazing, and I'm trying to learn every aspect I can so I can just bring it back to Cal and hopefully use it over there.
And is there anything you would like to say to the Cotuit family being on the Cape for this first summer?
I just would like to say that I really appreciate you guys, and I hope.
Leading things off for the Cotuit Kettleers is the 9-hole hitter PJ Mutsaritas. As Braden Sloan's day is done, Patrick Galley now on in relief. Sloan went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, allowed just 1 run, struck out 7. All in 62 pitches as the first pitch to Mutsaritas, low and in the dirt for ball 1. Mutsaritas singled back in the third, came around to score as he lines this one into the right center field gap. On the run is the right fielder Turner, who was playing perfectly to make the running grab for out number 1.
Yeah, he was. Looked like they were shifted a little bit more to the left for the right-handed swinging at Mutsaritas, and he took that one hard into the right center field alleyway. A hard hit ball, but well played by the right fielder Colby Turner. And a much-needed quick out to start off this inning. It's something that Wareham has done really well, and the Kettleers have yet to put a leadoff man on base.
We'll head back to the top of the Cotuit order. A.J. Gracia up, first pitch to him. Misses for ball 1. Galley attends Ole Miss this past year. 6 appearances, a 6.75 ERA, and just 4 innings of work. The 1-0, once again, misses low. So Gracia up in the count 2-0 here. In 4 innings of work, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which earned, walked 4, and struck out 6. The 2-0, Gracia pops this one high and out of play, right behind home plate, toward the school.
On top of the school, I think. Just waiting to see if that one would pop down right behind us. Could have dropped the headset, make a run for it.
I think you could have made that catch. You never know if it comes by quick. The 2-1, Gracia chops this on the ground to the second baseman, Dooley, making the running throw here to nab Gracia for out number 2. So Patrick Galley comes out of the bullpen and gets 2 quick outs. So that brings up the designated hitter, Devin Taylor. Taylor, 1 for 2 today. Singled back in the first inning and struck out to end the third. reached in all 4 plate appearances last night. Blasted his first home run of the summer and Cotuit's first home run. First pitch off the plate for ball 1. Galley does have summer ball experience, pitched last year in the Cal Ripken League as the 1-0 catches the strike zone, even the count at 1-1. Last year in the Cal Ripken League for Bethesda, 0-3 with a 4.68 ERA and 25 innings of work. Did strike out 29 hitters and walk 17 as Taylor puts a charge into this one. Coming on and making the grab is the center fielder Brendan Summerhill after catching his footing out in center field, but does make the running grab. So Galley comes out of the bullpen, works a 1-2-3 top of the 6th, and we will head to a break with Wareham still leading 2-1 here on the Cats Digital Network.
For nearly 2 decades, Coastal Irrigation has proudly provided top-notch irrigation and landscape lighting services across Cape Cod. Starting with just a handful of customers in Cotuit, they now serve nearly all of the Cape. Upgrade your lawn care with their modern irrigation systems. No more dragging around hoses or worrying about watering while you're away. Their systems ensure your grass stays healthy and green effortlessly. Transform your home with Coastal Irrigation's landscape lighting services. Enhance your outdoor gatherings, improve safety, and boost curb appeal with their affordable, low-voltage lighting solutions. Illuminate your walkways and highlight architectural details to make your home shine. Contact Coastal Irrigation at 508-428-1529 or info@coastalirrigation.net.
Discover a treasure of nearly 70,000 books at the Isaiah Thomas bookstore right here in Cotuit. Founded in 1969 and relocated to a restored 1860s Crocker family house in 1990, their shop is a haven for book lovers of any age. Visit the Isaiah Thomas bookstore on 4632 Falmouth Road in Cotuit or contact at 508-428-2752.
Back here in the bottom of the 6th, Ian May back out for his first full inning of work. And he's facing the right fielder Colby Turner, Nate Early on deck, and Eli Putnam after that. But it is the right-handed swinging Turner, who's flat out twice in his first 2 plate appearances. May kicks and deals the first pitch. This one chopped on the ground to the first baseman, Thatch, actually fielded by May off the mound. But May flips to Thatch for out number 1, so 1 pitch, 1 out for Ian May.
Yeah, good play by May to pounce on that ball because Thatch was playing deep at first, bit off the line there too. So a dribbler that was kind of in no man's land. Good job by May to jump off the mound and get there, and an easy flip to first to get Turner there. So a quick out to start off this 6th inning for May.
Now this brings up the lefty DH Nate Early. Early yet to record an official at-bat, has worked 2 walks. As lefty on lefty, May pours in a first pitch strike. May working out of the windup here, now the 0-1. Catches the outside part of the plate, and Early quickly down 0-2. May's 0-2. Goes with the breaking ball outside corner, but misses low. May came in of relief for James Elwanger. Got Galvan to strike out. And the punch out of Turner, but now the count is even at 2-2 after 2 consecutive balls to Nate Early. The 2-2, thought it was strike 3 for Ian May. That just misses low. May's full count pitch, got him swinging. Ian May blows it by Nate Early in 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Facing this right-hand heavy bottom half of the lineup for Wareham, and a nice job there to pick up that 2nd strikeout of the summer. He's looked great through these first 3 batters he's faced, and now another challenge in Eli Putnam, who's put together while he has a strikeout and a walk, he's put together a couple of really solid plate appearances where he's made his pitchers work. And so hopefully May is able to get past him here.
Putnam swinging at the first pitch, giving it a ride. Kian Vu on the run. This one hits off the top of the wall. Putnam motoring his way around first will stand up safely with a 2-out double. That ball was rocketed off the bat of Putnam, so Wareham has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, took advantage of the first pitch he saw right there, laced it straight back up the middle, and a tailing fly ball that was maybe about 2 feet from being out of here for their second home run of the game. Would have made it a 3-1 ball game. But luckily for Ian May and the Kettleers, that one barely catches the top of the green screen that is pressed up against that fence all the way around the outfield here. So now with 2 outs, don't need to worry about that runner on second. Focus on the task at hand and Antonio Jimenez, who's 1 for 2, I should say.
Putnam had 16 doubles this past year at Davidson. As Jimenez, the first pitch to him, runs too far in tight for ball number 1. Advincula shaded up the middle. At second, Thatch well off the right field line. As May takes a look back at Putnam, now comes home the 1-0. This one grounded down the third base line and fair. Putnam, he will come in and score. Jimenez, the throw goes home. Putnam isn't safe. Jimenez takes the turnaround second. He will stand up safely at third. So the throw got behind the catcher, Brooks Bryan. That allows Antonio Jimenez to reach third, and Wareham has a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, it gets underneath the glove or out of the reach of Sean Keys down that left field line. You wonder if Keys was maybe playing further back, would he have had a better shot on that ball? Nonetheless, it gets all the way down that left field line. They may have had a shot at getting Putnam from second, but the ball came out of the glove of Brooks Bryan. Ian May had to go back to regather it, but nothing would have been a good enough throw to try to get Jimenez, who extended that double into a triple. And now they have a chance to make it a 3-run score with the runner just 90 feet away.
Now it's the 9-hole hitter Ty Dooley with Jimenez leading off third. The first pitch from May misses for ball number 1. You saw Jimenez's last 2 plate appearances hit balls to Sean Keys at the hot corner. So Jimenez has reached twice. May pours in a strike to even the count at 1-1 here. But Cotuit finding themselves trailing 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. May kicks and deals the 1-1, misses well outside, as Dooley up in the count 2-1. Dooley 0 for 2 today. Flew out to end the second, struck out to end the 4th. May comes set, takes a look down at his feet, now comes home. The 2-1 misses low once again, and Dooley up 3-1 in the count. The 3-1 on the way from May. This one grounded right back to him off the mound. He runs it to Tanner Thatch over there at first base. Makes the easy flip for out number 3, but not before Wareham adds another one on the board after the RBI single from Antonio Jimenez. And Adele Huffman, the third member of our team, has more on Max Ballou, the left fielder.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, let's talk about Max for a little bit. He's from Texas and then went on to play at UT. He just finished up his sophomore year where he was named ABCA Rawling All-Region Team and NCWBA Second Team All-American and All-American Third Team just this March. Also in March, he won the Big 12 Player of the Week, going on to tie the program record by hitting 3 homers in a game. He co-led Texas in home runs alongside Jalen Flores. And what I really wanted to talk about is this quote from his coach, David Pierce at UT. Coach Pierce says, quote, "He's a perfect story. He's the perfect example of going through a full cycle, not being mentally ready as a freshman, playing well in summer ball in Santa Barbara, and then coming back with confidence. It just keeps building." So I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to see what Bellevue has for the rest of this game and looking forward to it.
We'll see him hit third in this inning with Sean Keys, Brooks Bryan, and Max Ballou coming up before him. But I really love that quote as well. As you saw Blue not get the playing time maybe he would have expected or wanted in his freshman year. Played in just 15 games, making 4 starts, did hit 300, but Joe, you really saw him explode in 2024.
Yeah, he really did, and it was a really solid Texas team that needed a guy like Ballou to step up and fill roles that from, guys they lost from previous years and making runs to deep into the college baseball playoffs last year, but Ballou filling a really strong role down there at Texas, tearing off a fantastic year, hitting over 300, above 320, I believe, at that as well. So Max Ballou, a great addition to this squad for the Kettleers this summer.
The Kettleers will need Ballou to come up with a big hit here as they are trailing 3-1 in the top of the 7th. I'm Alex Rocco, joined alongside by my broadcast partner, Joe Pratt. It's been, once again, just another slow offensive performance for the Kettleers as Sean Keys swings at the first pitch, grounds that right near the Cotuit dugout on the first base side. But just 2 hits today for the Kets. Those coming from Devin Taylor and PJ Mutsaridis. The 0-1 coming to Keys. This one low in the dirt gets by the catcher, Galvan, all the way back to the backstop.
It's a key at bat for Keys. Struggled at the plate yesterday, was able to get 1 hit, but really hasn't had too productive of at bats his first 2 times up today.
Hitting just 125 this summer. This one chopped on the ground toward the second baseman. Dooley fields it cleanly. Throw is in time to nab Keys. So Goulet gets the first out of the inning. Now that brings up the catcher, Brooks Bryan. Bryan lined out hard in his first at bat and struck out looking against the starter, Braden Sloan. One of 7 punch-outs for Sloan in just 5 innings of work. This Wareham pitching staff really doing a good job silencing the Kettleers' bats. First pitch to Bryan, in there for strike number 1 on the inside corner. Bryan, the lefty swinging catcher, faces off against the righty Goulet. Takes a big cut out of that pitch, but misses it there. He's quickly down on the count 0-2.
These Wareham pitchers, both Goulet and Sloan, done a great job of getting ahead in counts.
Goulet's 0-2 pitch runs too far in tight, nearly clips Bryan as he has to back out of the way.
It sounded like it did hit him, too.
Thought it did.
Must have just hit the black glove of the catcher, Rylan Galvan. But the Kettleers will surely take a base runner any way they can, especially right now, down 3-1. Looking for their first base runner since the top of the 3rd.
Was that PJ Mutsaridis single? So 1-2. This one comes in and drills Bryan right off the elbow guard. So Goulet just misses the hit by pitch. Now runs in too far and drills Bryan. So Cotuit has a runner on first with 1 out in the inning, and that brings up Max Ballou.
So here he is, a great chance to advance the runner, put in a quality at bat. That's all you're trying to do here is advance that runner into scoring position. There's 1 out in the inning. We've seen a couple of bunt tries. We saw 2 yesterday that were unsuccessful for Mike Roberts, both of those coming with no outs in the inning. But I think maybe the way that we've seen this offense be not super productive again in this ball game, we could definitely see him try to lay down a bunt right here.
Ballou 1 for 5 this summer, isn't bunting, swings away. Hits this one into the left center field gap, but making the catch is the center fielder, Brendan Summerhill, on the run. So Bryan will have to retreat back to first. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Ballou. That's 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness, right, to see them attack the first pitch, but unfortunate there that it's just a little bit too far off his hands. A jam job to left center field. And now Tanner Thatch with an opportunity with 2 gone to get this offense rolling.
Thatch digs in the lefty swinging first baseman. Goulet's opening pitch off the plate for ball number 1. 18 pitches so far for him at a relief of Braden Sloan. 10 strikes in an inning and 2/3 so far. Looking to get out of this top of the 7th unscathed after the hit by pitch. Fastball, that one misses high, gloved by the catcher Galvan. Galvana to pop up and really glove that in. Brian took a lead off of first, but retreated back to the bag. Belay peers in, gets the sign from his catcher Galvan, now comes set out of the stretch. Kicks and deals the 2-0. Misses, and Thatch up in the count 3-0 here. Thatch hitless so far this summer. Looking to get on base for the first time here, up in the count 3-0. The 3-0 pitch, Thatch swinging away. That will bloop in for a single. Brian moves up to second, so it's a 2-out single for Thatch, and Cotuit has runners on first and second with 2 outs.
A nice piece of hitting there from Thatch. Gets it low and inside, takes it the other way, and gets his first hit of the summer. Did that plenty of times last year for the Kettleers, so nice to see the returner get his first base knock and improve to 1 for 3. And so still a big chance here for Kian Vu, who's had a tough day at the plate. A weak ground ball to first and then a strikeout, so hopefully he's able to square one up here with runners on first and second.
Vu comes up in a big spot here. The ultra-productive player at Arizona State hit over 400. With Cotuit trailing by 2 runs, Vu swings at the first pitch, pops that straight back, nearly hitting the camera right behind home plate. So Vu down on the count 0-1. "47 games this year, hit .413, 14 home runs, 56 RBIs. Is up in a big spot with runners on first and second with 2 outs in the inning. The 0-1 pitch, that one low in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Galvan. The runners will stay put. Brian leads off second. He reached after a hit by pitch. Tanner Thatch off first after his 2-out single. Kept the inning alive. 1 run from Galay. Vu pops this one straight up. Galvan gave it a run, but that one just out of play toward us.
Yeah, off one of the tables at the store. It's a loud noise. Luckily, everyone's okay. Someone said if you knock the shirt over, you got to buy it. I wonder if it got knocked over. And Kian Vu will be headed home with some Wareham gear. Be interesting.
Would be an interesting look for Vu. The 1-2 now on the way. Galay kicks and deals. Vu stays alive, chopping that foul right behind home plate.
Well, he's got the Arizona Sun Devils dark red with the yellow cleats, as well as on his ankle guard, as well as a maroon bat too. Somewhat matching the Kettleers colors.
I'd say it's a complimentary
Yeah.
look. It looks good. It's always hard to match gear from your collegiate teams to summer ball teams, but
sure.
Vu not having those issues as Galay blows a fastball right by Vu. That's the 3rd out of the inning as Galay strands runners on first and second as Wareham still leads 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th here on the Cats Radio Network.
When the unexpected happens, make sure you and your assets are insured appropriately. The agents at Leonard Insurance Agency can tailor coverage to meet your needs. Call 508-428-6921 to talk to their licensed agents today.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Escape the summer heat at Polar Cave Ice Cream Parlor, located on Route 28 in Mashpee. right at the Barnstable Town Line. Our creamy, homemade ice cream flavors will delight your taste buds. Plus, Kettleers kids get a free comb on home game days. Call us at 508-477-5553 or email info@polarcave.com to learn more. Come chill with us and experience the coolest treats on Cape Cod.
Bottom of the 7th here from Spillane Field. Wareham still controlling that 3-1 advantage over Cotuit as Ian May finishing up his final warm-up pitches here. And Joe, this game's been close. Seems to be a lot of close games here on the Cape so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Down in Orleans, they're staying at home to take on Falmouth, winning 1-0. Falmouth, both of those teams actually still looking for their first wins of the season, both 0-2. This one right here in Wareham, 3-1, a tight ball game. Bourne leads Chatham 1-0 in the top of the third. Hyannis beating Brewster right now 4-1. Boy, what a start for Hyannis on the year. A couple of blowouts, a 4-1 lead right now in the top of the 7th. So it looks like they're on their way to their third win, and a 3-2 lead for Harwich over YD.
Definitely curious about YD as Brendan Summerhill leading this inning off with a bunt. Sean Keys read it the entire way, makes the throw in time to nab Summerhill for the first out of the inning. So May gets a quick out to begin this bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needs too, especially after running into some trouble in his second frame of work in the 6th. But to get that key first out is definitely huge. But yeah, more on that YD game. That's just about over by now. It looks like Harwich just got that third out of the 9th inning, so Harwich hands YD their first loss of the season.
YD comes to Lowell Park tomorrow as Jace Reinhardt takes the first pitch outside for ball number 1. He's 0 for 3 on the day with 3 punch-outs. As Ian May pours in a fastball that Reinhardt waves through. Count is even at 1-1. May's hat fell off. He picks that one off the mound. Now toes back on the rubber. May working out of the windup here. The 1-1. Fastball once again elevated. Gets Reinhardt to swing through it. May now in the driver's seat. 1-2. May got the first 2 outs of the inning just an inning ago as Reinhardt pops this one out of play to stay alive in the at-bat. But retired the first 2 guys and then allowed the booming double to Eli Putnam. Then Antonio Jimenez singled and advanced on the throws. Ended up all the way at third, and then May got out of the inning after a ground out back to him by Ty Dooley, stranding Jimenez. As Reinhardt staying alive in this at-bat, fouling it straight back once more.
Yeah, the Gatemen have left 4 runners in scoring position. A nice job for Cotuit pitching to buckle down when they get there.
May's 1-2 pitch. This one lined in the right center field gap. Vu on the run. This one hits off the wall as Reinhardt will stop at second with a 1-out double. So Wareham back-to-back innings with doubles.
Yeah, nice job by Reinhardt to respond. Was 0 for 3 with 3 swinging strikeouts headed into that at bat. And finally unleashes on one that was in on his hands but launched towards the opposite way into the opposite alleyway. And now a chance for Tristan Gray, who squared up a few balls today to have his hacks against Ian May, but a mound visit before then with Mike Roberts and the rest of the infield. But this is a huge at-bat right here if you're the Kettleers and their pitching staff, because you got a runner in scoring position. If you're able to get this key second out of this frame and keep this score at 3-1, that would be huge, especially with the way the offense has been, or their lack of production.
Interesting, Gray's been a guy that we have seen who's put really good swings on the ball, hit a long foul ball earlier in this game. In his last at-bat, singled right back up the middle. So this is a crucial point, especially with a runner in scoring position. And Joe, if you're head coach Mike Roberts, what are you saying to May and your infield right now?
Well, I think the key for May here is just to try to keep pitches down in the zone. Pitch down and in maybe to Tristan Gray here, who was able to get a strikeout looking earlier in the game, but then a pitch that was run up inside on him against Logan Lunsford caused him to roll one over towards third. So I think maybe if you hammer the inside part of the plate, he's been able to turn on a few so far down the left field line, but nothing too high up in the zone to allow him to launch anything deep into the outfield. Want him to be able to pound something into the ground. And for the defense, just got to play solid defense. And for me, he's just got to trust that defense.
So mound visit is over. May back out on the mound. The third baseman, Sean Keys, playing right at the lip of the grass.
Yeah, and I like this play here to intentionally walk Tristan Gray because you got the speedy Reinhardt on second, so a ground ball on the infield where you're only able to get one out because you're likely not going to be able to get him at third. That's a good play because you don't want to put a runner at 90 feet with 2 outs in the frame. You want to be able to end this inning right here by putting runners on first and second against Rylan Galvan.
Galvan 2 for 3 today. Now comes up in a big spot with his team up 3-1 as May's first pitch inside for strike number 1. Galvan didn't think it was a strike. The Wareham dugout also didn't think it was a strike.
Yeah, home plate umpire said where Brooks Bryan caught the ball looked like a strike to me, so that's what he went with. Said that to the manager of Wareham, Brian Smythe.
That was painted right on the inside corner. As this ball gets away from Bryan on the 1-1, so both runners will advance. Reinhardt standing at third, and Gray moves up into scoring position at second, so that takes away the double play. So 1-1 is the count as Bryan walks out to the mound to talk things over with the lefty Ian May.
Well, we saw this work one time. We saw it work yesterday, and hopefully it's able to again today. Brooks Bryan just talking over with his pitcher, trying to calm things down, trying to make sure he keeps those balls in front, pounding the zone. And for Ian May, you got to be careful with those breaking balls. As we saw earlier in the game with Lunsford, he spiked one in the dirt, and that allowed runners to advance. No room for error right here with runners on second and third.
So the Cats will bring the infield in. Keys and Mutsarita standing virtually next to each other over there at third base as Galvan takes a big cut of that one, rocketed down the left field line, but foul. Catcher will get a new bat after that swing. But May, 3 pitches to Galvan, all 3 on the inner portion of the plate.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he goes with here. Of course, a little extra second to think about it, too, between him and Brooks Bryan. It'll be interesting to see if they go to the breaking ball here, especially with those runners on second and third and a 1-2 count, just 1 out in the inning. They still have those infielders playing all up in on the grass.
Thatch well off the first base line. Now here's the 1-2 from May. Goes with the off-speed low. So the count is even at 2-2 here with 1 out in the inning. Wareham made it a 3-1 ball game just last inning. They have 2 ducks on the pond here. The 2-2 from May got him fishing. Breaking ball gets Rylan Galvan to expand the zone, and a huge strikeout for Ian May. Now that brings up 2 outs in the inning, and Colby Turner digging in to the batter's box.
He threw that pitch too low a pitch ago and didn't get Galvan to pull the trigger on it, but goes right back to that pitch 2 times in a row and gets the swing and miss. Low in the zone, perfectly placed, just a little bit lower that time to get the swing and miss on Galvan. And a massive out as Mike Roberts makes his way up to the mound, and it looks like they'll bring a new pitcher into this game in the midst of the 7th frame.
So with after the strikeout of Rylan Galvan, Ian May's day is done, and we'll have more about the new arm after this break here on the Cats Radio Network.
Escape the summer heat at Polar Cave.
RCA Electric and Generators is dedicated to helping homeowners and building contractors select, purchase, install, and maintain the ideal generator for their specific needs. Since being founded by Randy Agnew in 1990, this Barnstable-based family-run business has grown its reputation by serving all of Cape Cod, the South Shore, and the South Coast. Get in touch today by reaching out to RCA at 508-428-0449 or visit in person at 153 Commercial Street in Mashpee.
With 30 plus years of personal injury litigation and insurance negotiation experience, Snow Law Firm is your go-to for wrongful injuries and rightful compensation. Snow Law Firm will secure the maximum amount of compensation available through settlement or trial. Schedule a free case evaluation by calling 508-477-7100.
For over 40 years, Vollmer & Son Construction has proudly served its community, providing a wide range of construction services, from bathroom renovations to complete home remodels. When you work with Vollmer & Son, you are being taken care of by natives of Cape Cod who support the community by using local suppliers and subcontractors. Vollmer & Son Construction, a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Willowbend has been regarded as one of Cape Cod's and New England's premier private clubs and communities for over 25 years. Willowbend is a family-friendly community right here in Cotuit. They strive for a fun and relaxed lifestyle with good times and good friends. Discover all that and more at Willowbend.
Operating on Cape Cod since 1988, Advanced Embroidery has garnered national awards in embroidery and screen printing. They offer screenings on golf shirts, Oxford shirts, jackets, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and bags. Advanced Embroidery will print your company's or team's logos anywhere. Thousands of satisfied customers can attest for Advanced Embroidery's attentive customer service, tight quality control, and quick turnaround time. They're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on 38 Plant Road in Hyannis.
Hi, this is Sean Keys, third baseman from Bucknell University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Broadcast Network.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Coastal Rentals is the place to go for professional landscape and construction equipment. Whether you need tools and equipment for commercial use or for your own projects, Coastal Rentals has what you need. Purchasing gear is also available. Check out Coastal Rentals today.
Runners on second and third. The new arm for Cotuit, Mike Villani, coming up in a big spot with 2 outs in the inning, facing the right fielder, Colby Turner. Turner 0 for 3 today, a pair of flyouts and a ground out. First pitch from Villani off the plate for ball number 1.
Villani coming off a monster year at Long Beach State. 10 saves this past season at 22 tries, 3.24 ERA.
Those 10 saves, 12th in Division I this past year. Pours out a strike to even the count at 1-1. Went with a fastball there as Turner watched it go by. Struck out 29 hitters while only walking 11 in 25 innings. As opponents hit just 185 against him. The 1-1 breaking ball, that's in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, Brian. Coming home, the throw is not in time. Diving in safely is Chase Reinhardt. Moving up 90 feet is Tristan Gray. And the Gatemen now lead 4-1.
Not sure if that one's going to go down as a pass ball or a wild pitch from Villani, but nonetheless, can't be giving up those free runs if you're the Kettleers, but it's a nice job by them to to prevent that to this point, because plenty of times in this game, Wareham has been able to take advantage of some key mistakes from Kettleers fielding, especially behind the plate, and they just haven't.
The 2-1, this one lined high and hard, foul, down the right field line, well past the stands, evening the count at 2-2 with 2 outs in the inning. Tristan Gray stands just 90 feet away, as Wareham now leads 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Villani kicks and deals the 2-2 pitch. Got him with the high fastball. So Mike Villani comes in, strikes out Colby Turner, but Chase Reinhardt comes in to score after the ball ricocheted off Brooks Bryan And we head to the top of the 8th with Cotuit trailing 4-1 here on the Cats Radio Network.
Since 1980, the O'Rourke family has been catering Cape Cod clam bakes, making your events delicious and memorable. Founded by Jake O'Rourke, Jake's Clam Bakes has become a beloved tradition, now carried on by his son, Dan. Choose from our menu options, and on the day of your clam bake, their crew will come to your site and steam a fresh, mouth-watering clam bake just for you. It's that easy. Call us at 833-252-6285 or visit our new takeout location at Building 6 on 3821 Route 28 in Marston's Mills. Email us at dan@jakesclambakes.com with your event details, number of guests, date, time, location, and any special requests like a raw bar, homemade desserts, or kids menu. Not catering? Try their takeout menu featuring lobster rolls, smash burgers, salads, sandwiches, and a smoothie bar. Jake's Clam Bakes, making Cape Cod gatherings unforgettable.
Discover a treasure of nearly 70,000 books at the Isaiah Thomas bookstore right here in Cotuit. Founded in 1969 and relocated to a restored 1860s Crocker family house in 1990, their shop is a haven for book lovers of any age. Visit the Isaiah Thomas bookstore on 4632 Falmouth Road in Cotuit or contact at 508-428-2752.
Gatemen lead 4-1 here in Wareham. I'm Alatraco, joined alongside by my broadcast partner, Joe Pratt. Patrick Galay's day is finished as the Gatemen bring on a new arm, Jake Faraday.
Yeah, 6'3" reliever, 185 pounds, out of Georgetown, Kentucky. Plays his college ball at the University of Arkansas, but is also a returner to Wareham this season. He pitched in 13 games for the Gatemen last season, 18 and 2/3 innings pitched, 16 earned runs for a 7.71 ERA, and an even 20-20 strikeout to walk ratio. So hopefully the Kettleers are able to put a number on him, able to get on base. That's something that they're definitely going to need, because compared to the Kettleers have put 2 runners in scoring position in this game, the Gatemen have left 5 runners in scoring position in this game, just to show you the offensive production or lack thereof on the side of Cotuit. But still a chance in this game to come back. Still got 6 outs to work with and only down 4-1 on the scoreboard. So definitely down but not out, and a chance here for the bottom of the lineup to revamp and try to get the top half going.
8-9-1 for the Catch. Jaron Advincula, PJ Mutsaridis, and AJ Gracia due up here to face Faraday. Cotuit 1 run on 3 hits, 2 errors. Wareham 4 runs, on 6 hits, no errors. Faraday's first pitch in there for strike 1 against Advincula, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Lights have come on here at Spillane Field. Faraday kicks and deals. Advincula chops this one foul right into the Gateman dugout. Faraday this past year at Arkansas, 0-1 with a 1.84 ERA, 16 appearances, all coming in relief. Did pick up a save and had 26 strikeouts in 14 2/3 innings pitched. Looking for his first here, and he gets it as Advincula waves through the pitch from Faraday, and it's a 3-pitch strikeout to open up the top of the 8th.
Frustrating day at the plate for Jaron Advincula as he falls back to 0 for 3, but has been aggressive in the plate. Got to appreciate the way he goes down swinging there, and is seemingly a guy who takes a couple of healthy hacks every time he's at the plate.
PJ Mutsaridis digging in. He has one of Cotuit's 3 hits. Came around to score on that single. That was back in the 2nd inning as the first pitch from Faraday misses high and away for ball number 1. Mutsaridis hitting .333 so far. Now squares down a bunt, pops this one straight in the air. Faraday comes off the mound, but it drops foul down the third base line.
Yeah, he maybe would have had a play on it, but as a right-handed pitcher, he finishes towards the first base side of the rubber, that one to the opposite way. But a guy, as you mentioned, you brought up his numbers from this past season, 14 2/3 innings pitched, a 1.84 ERA. That was after pitching just one appearance in 2023, where he gave up 3 earned runs, and so that launched his ERA up above 40. And he came down to the Cape, fixed some things up, and went back and had a great year at Arkansas this year.
Gray playing back, is not expecting the bunt again as Faherty's 1-1 pitch misses for ball 2. Tried to locate it high in the zone, but didn't get the call as Mutsuritas now up 2-1 with 1 out in the inning. Wareham still leading 4-1. Mutsuritas pops this one straight back out of play. Now the count is even at 2-2. Both of these teams 1-1, lost their season opener and won last night. Faherty now comes set, holds the glove high over his head, now kicks and deals. Got him swinging again. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jake Faherty as he makes quick work of the middle infield duo for the Kets.
Faherty with 2 appearances against Cotuit last summer, pitched an inning on June 30th, a shutout inning at that, where he allowed no earned runs, walked 2, struck out 2, and then responded on July 30th, so exactly a month later, where he faced the Kets in a 5-4 win for the Gatemen, where he went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, and earned run and 3 strikeouts.
Now we head back to the top of the Kettleers lineup. AJ Gracia, the first pitch from him, low and outside for ball number 1. Gracia, 0 for 3 today, does have an RBI. Picked up an RBI groundout when Mutsuritas came around to score from second. The next offering from him goes straight back to the backstop on a low heater that evaded the glove of Galvan. Gracia reached twice last night, jacked his first homer of the summer, also drew a walk, looking to get on base for the first time here. The 2-0 in there for a strike. And Cotuit down to just its final 4 outs. As Faherty now comes set, kicks and deals the 2-1. Half-hearted swing from Gracia, that's in there regardless. Now the count is even at 2-2. So from 2-0 to 2-2, Faherty comes set, kicks and deals. Gracia stays alive, fouling it straight off the fence behind home plate. And Faherty continuing to work with a fastball here, Joe.
Yeah, he was a Cape League All-Star last year, and we're seeing why right here, battling back into this count, already 2 strikeouts and just 1 pitch away here from his 3rd in a row.
Looking to strike out the side, kicks and deals the 2-2 pitch. Gracia staying alive again, grounding a ball down the first base line and right near a photographer.
Yeah, Dennis, the photographer for the Kettleers, he was sitting down, leaning up against that fence, a hard hit ground ball towards him, and he had to duck out of the way just in time, too.
It's an elusive move there.
Yeah, he deserves that baseball, too. See first base coach Will Thompson go and grab it, toss it back to the dugout. I think Dennis deserves it.
The 2-2 again, low in the dirt, gloved by Galvan. Now the count runs full here with 2 outs in the inning to AJ Gracia.
Excited to see some of his pictures after this ball game. Really talented photographer. See that all over the Kettleers social medias.
The full count pitch. Fastball at the top of the zone, misses. So a crucial walk by Gracia keeps this inning alive and brings up the lefty Devin Taylor.
That's a good at-bat worked there, especially against Faherty, who got through the first 2 batters with 2 swinging strikeouts. Really made him work in that 3rd at-bat. And now he's going to have to do things all over again against another hard hitter in Devin Taylor, who is 1 for 3.
That was a really tough pitch to lay off from. Not sure how he laid off on that, but really good take from Gracia. Now that brings up Taylor. Taylor, 1 for 3, takes a healthy cut on a heater from Faherty, but misses. Taylor also hit a home run last night, was the first of Cotuit's season. Hit a lot of those at Indiana this past campaign as Faraday misses on a high and in-tight fastball to even the count at 1-1. Faraday now toes back the rubber, takes a look at Gracia, who leads off first. Continuing to take a big lead. Faraday comes home with it. Gracia takes off. The ball evades the glove of Galvan, and Gracia easily takes second. Thought about going to third, but retreats back to the bag.
Yeah, I had to expect that aggressive base running from Mike Roberts and the Kets right there, especially with the amount of runners in scoring position that they've had today. That's just the third. Fifth total base runner overall.
Cotuit just with 3 hits, so base runners have come at a premium here today. Taylor up 2-1. Gracia continuing to take a big lead off second as Faraday comes home with it. Taylor pops it high down the left field line and out of play. So 2-2 here. Gracia leads off second, 2 outs in the inning. Wareham still up by 3. Sean Keys standing on deck if Taylor could keep this inning alive. Faraday comes set, glove at the belt, now looks home. The 2-2 misses low, and Taylor works the count full. So back-to-back full counts for Faraday here. He comes set, now kicks and deals. The 3-2 pitch, got him looking. Taylor thought it was ball 4, but Faraday got him looking for the third out of the inning. 3 punch-outs for Jake Faraday coming out of the bullpen, and now we send it to the bottom of the 8th with Wareham still controlling the 4-1 lead here on the Cats Radio Network.
Escape the summer heat at Polar Cave Ice Cream Parlor, located on Route 28 in Mashpee, right at the Barnstable town line. Our creamy, homemade ice cream flavors will delight your taste buds. Plus, Kettleers kids get a free comb on home game days. Call us at 508-477-5553 or email info@polarcave.com to learn more. Come chill with us and experience the coolest treats on Cape Cod.
Since 1995, MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating has been your trusted commercial and residential plumbing contractor in Massachusetts. They specialize in new and rehabilitation work, gas and pipe fitting, climate control, heating, HVAC, oil burner work, boiler installation, radiant heat, forced hot water, air conditioning, and duct and sheet metal fabrication services. Founded and owned by Michael Pasic, a team of 9 skilled professionals is dedicated to providing top quality service. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating is registered with the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Plumbers and the Department of Public Safety. For all your plumbing and heating needs, contact MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating at 508-420-3429 or at 60 Clamshell Point Lane in Cotuit. MK Pasic Plumbing and Heating, proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Escape.
RCA Electric and Generators is dedicated to helping homeowners and building contractors select, purchase, install, and maintain the ideal generator for their specific needs. Since being founded by Randy Agnew in 1990, this Barnstable-based family-run business has grown its reputation by serving all of Cape Cod, the South Shore, and the South Coast. Get in touch today by reaching out to RCA at 508-428-0449 or visit in person at 153 Commercial Street in Mashpee.
With 30-plus years of personal injury litigation and insurance negotiation experience, Snow Law Firm is your go-to for wrongful injuries and rightful compensation. Snow Law Firm will secure the maximum amount of compensation available through settlement or trial. Schedule a free case evaluation by calling 508-477-7100.
For over 40 years, Vollmer & Son Construction has proudly served its community, providing a wide range of construction services, from bathroom renovations to complete home remodels. When you work with Vollmer & Son, you are being taken care of by natives of Cape Cod who support the community by using local suppliers and subcontractors. Vollmer & Son Construction, a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Willow Bend has been regarded as one of Cape Cod's and New England's premier private clubs and communities for over 25 years. Willow Bend is a family-friendly community right here in Cotuit. They strive for a fun and relaxed lifestyle with good times and good friends. Discover all that and more at Willow Bend.
Beacon Gardens is a full-service garden center right here in Mashpee. They sell a variety of landscaping materials and seasonal produce to both consumers and landscaping professionals around the Barnstable Village. Stop by and see all Beacon Gardens has to offer at 182 West Barnstable Road in Austerville.
Six, seven, eight due up for Wareham here in the bottom of the eighth. I'm Alex Rocco, joined alongside by my broadcast partner Joe Pratt and our sideline reporter Adele Huffman. As Mike Villani taking a couple of warm-up pitches, now getting checked out by the trainer.
Yeah, well, he walked out to the mound and picked up the ball, didn't even throw a warm-up pitch. He just called for Mike Roberts. Brooks Bryan went out there to talk to him, and now he's talking things over with one of the trainers. It looks like that one of his fingers, one of the middle fingers, ring finger or middle finger, we're not sure, but he's experiencing some discomfort. Mike Roberts went out there. He has since returned to the Kettleers dugout, and it looks like Villani's going to remain in the game and be okay. Now he's going to get into a few warm-up pitches, but not what you want to see from your, well, planned closing pitcher this summer in Mike Villani, who has only thrown one inning so far and looked pretty solid. Despite spiking one in the dirt that brought home one for the Gatemen, he was able to strike out the lone batter he faced. So now facing the heart of this lineup again for Wareham, starting off with Nate Early.
Villani threw just 5 pitches and got that strikeout. Like you mentioned, now pours in a first pitch strike to Nate Early, who's 0 for 1, worked 2 walks, and struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. Villani came on in relief for Ian May as Early skies this one foul down the third base line. Keys, the left fielder, Ballou, gave it an effort. That's out of play. So Villani up in the count 0-2. He came on in relief for Ian May, who went 2 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and struck out 3 while walking 1. Villani now comes set, kicks and deals the 0-2 pitch. Early, copy and paste, foul ball down the left field line.
And a nice job by Villani to get ahead here. See if we can put him away just like he did last frame.
The 0-2 again. This one runs high and in tight, nearly drilling Early, but goes right back to the backstop for ball 1. It's Early, Putnam, and Jimenez, and this bottom of the Wareham lineup really providing a lot of damage as Villani once again misses his spot. 2-2 now to the leadoff man, Early. It was this part of the lineup, Joe, that really caused a spark in the bottom of the 6th. Eli Putnam roped a 2-out double and came around to score after an Antonio Jimenez single. And after a couple of errors, he reached third, as now Villani missing low. And the count runs full here. So from 0-2 to 3-2 with no outs in the inning, the payoff pitch to Early. This one lined in the left field. That will drop for a double as Early motors in with a stand-up double to lead off the inning.
Well, we saw a couple of hard hit foul balls by Early to start off the count to make it 0-2, both that were spoiled deep down the left field line, but really sharply hit. That time it was able to straighten it into the left center field alleyway and pick up his first hit of the ball game. Was able to be productive though earlier on, drew 2 walks, and now has finally reached base on a base knock. And so they'll put another runner in scoring position. Their 7th today.
Along with their 7th hit of the day, compared to the Kettleers 3, excuse me.
Yeah, and that's actually going to be their 8th runner in scoring position for the Gatemen. This one with no outs, though.
Now that brings up Eli Putnam. First pitch to him misses low for ball 1. Putnam, 1 for 2 on the day, walked in his first at-bat, struck out swinging in the 4th and doubled, and later came around to score in the 6th. And before the 1-0, Brian will make the slow trot out to the mound and just make sure he's on the same page with Villani.
Well, taking his finger discomfort before the inning into account, that's not what you want to do against your first batter faced in the inning. Bring it to 3-2 and then give up a double. So hopefully here he's able to work a bit of a quicker count, pitch to contact, and hopefully Putnam can put something non-competitive on this infield, maybe get a quick force out or the easy play at first.
Next pitch, looked at for strike 1, even the count at 1-1. Pinch runner for the Gatemen, David Padanu leads off second, replacing Nate Early. The 1-1 to the righty, Putnam, who pops this one foul out of play. Really nice sky developing here.
Yeah.
Pink and blue. Really nice summer baseball sky.
Oh, yeah. Cotton candy clouds.
Perfect weather day today. Now Villani comes set, takes a look back at the runner at second. Now comes home. Breaking ball. Got him looking. Big strikeout for Mike Villani there as Eli Putnam set down for his 2nd strikeout of the day and first out of the inning.
That is huge. What a way to buckle down and hit your spots. The first pitch was low and outside, not really close for Eli Putnam, but then 3 straight pitches right down the heart of the plate. Both the first 2 were more up in the zone, then went further down by the knees of Putnam to get him looking.
2nd strikeout for Villani. Now the first pitch to the shortstop, Antonio Jimenez, runs too far low and inside for ball 1. Jimenez sporting a .333 average so far through 3 games. Has reached twice today on a single and an error. Both have been hit towards Sean Keys over there at the hot corner. Now the 1-1, that tips off the glove of Brian. Moving up into scoring, third is Padanu. Thought about coming home as that ball got lodged, and he will head back to third as the ball got stuck in the fence.
Yeah, the ball went back behind the backstop and then took a weird hop and kicked towards where the Kettleers bat boys are sitting. So they're behind the net with some buckets and on-deck materials over there. So a dead ball is ruled by the home plate umpire wisely once the ball went back in there. But nonetheless, the Kettleers will definitely have to buckle down again here with the runner just 90 feet away. They'll pull the infield in a righty-on-righty matchup that Villani can hopefully take advantage of against Jimenez, who's had a great day at the plate.
So the entire Cotuit middle infield is in. The 2-0 to Jimenez. Looked at for strike number 1. As Padanu stands just 90 feet away. Wareham leading 4-1. Would be a big insurance run heading into the top of the 9th. The 2-1, big cut taken by Jimenez, but misses as now the count goes from 2-0 to 2-2. Villani peers in, gets the sign from his catcher Brian now. Glove at his belt, fires home. Jimenez, big cut, lines it straight back into the fence behind home plate. Jimenez, the Miami product, finished his freshman year playing in 45 games, hit just 182. Did have 12 RBIs. As he chases a pitch in the dirt, Bryan slaps the tag on him. That's back-to-back critical strikeouts from Mike Villani, as Padanu still remains at 90 feet away.
Yeah, it's a great pitch right there, buried in the dirt, and a nice block by Brooks Bryan there, who struggled to keep every single ball in front today. And so, nice job for him to keep it in front, as that one was truly buried by Villani, and one that Jimenez clearly couldn't get a bat on, and he goes down on strikes two. Massive strikeouts there by Villani, and now he's just one out away from escaping this frame.
So, a pinch hitter here for Wareham. Bobby Bozer. First pitch, looked at for strike number one. He attends South Florida, played in 34 games this past year, hit .299, 12 home runs, 32 RBIs. So far this summer, 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts. The 0-1 incoming from Villani. This one lined right to the shortstop Mutsaritas, who gloves it down for the third out of the inning. So Mike Villani strands David Padanu at third base after the leadoff double from Nate Early. So we head to the top of the ninth with Cotuit trailing 4-1 here on the Cats Radio Network.
For nearly 2 decades, Coastal Irrigation has proudly provided top-notch irrigation and landscape lighting services across Cape Cod. Starting with just a handful of customers in Cotuit, they now serve nearly all of the Cape. Upgrade your lawn care with their modern irrigation systems. No more dragging around hoses or worrying about watering while you're away. Their systems ensure your grass stays healthy and green effortlessly. Transform your home with Coastal Irrigation's landscape lighting services. Enhance your outdoor gatherings, improve safety, and boost curb appeal with their affordable, low-voltage lighting solutions. Illuminate your walkways and highlight architectural details to make your home shine. Contact Coastal Irrigation at 508-428-1529 or info@coastalirrigation.net.
Discover a treasure of nearly 70,000 books at the Isaiah Thomas bookstore right here in Cotuit. Founded in 1969 and relocated to a restored 1860s Crocker family house in 1990, their shop is a haven for book lovers of any age. Visit the Isaiah Thomas bookstore on 4632 Falmouth Road in Cotuit or contact at 508-428-2752.
Escape the summer heat at Polar Cave Ice Cream Parlor, located on Route 28 in Mashpee, right at the Barnstable town line. Our creamy, homemade ice cream flavors will delight your taste buds. Plus, Kettleers kids get a free comb on home game day.
Three, 4, 5 due up here in the top of the ninth for Cotuit. Down to their final 3 outs here as they trail 4-1 over the Wareham Gatemen. Sean Keys takes a healthy cut out of the first pitch from Jake Faraday. Bozer remains in the game playing second base after he pinch hit for Ty Dooley. Faraday now comes set, kicks and deals the 0-1. Fastball runs way too far inside to Keys backing him up. Faraday, 3 punch outs in the top of the 8th against Advincula, Mutsaritas, and Taylor. And now just 1 strike away from getting another punch out here against Keys as he watched the 1-1 catch the strike zone. Count now is 1-2. Keys 0 for 3 today. Pair of groundouts and a strikeout. The 1-2. Keys lines us down the third base line, but foul.
Those are some promising swings from Sean Keys. Just missed them, but really aggressive, barreling both of those up. The first one especially that he got a piece of and just missed it as he fouled it straight back into the fencing.
Keys just 1 hit so far this summer, hitting 111. Now the 1-2 pitch. Checked his swing. The appeal down to third. He did not go. So 2-2 is the count. The lone hit that Keys had last night, a 104-mile-an-hour bullet up the middle. The 2-2, this one grounded toward the first baseman. Putnam fields it and makes the easy flip to Faraday, who covers first base, and Sean Keys is set down for out number 1.
Seems like there have been a lot of ground balls to the right side of that infield today, and it makes sense because it's a lineup chock full of lefties. And credit the Wareham pitching staff, who's done a great job to get these Cotuit batters to roll over on a lot of pitches, and credit them also for playing some really solid defense tonight.
Now that brings up the lefty, Brooks Bryan here, the catcher. Bryan 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Faraday comes home and deals. Bryan looks at it for strike number 1. Bryan had a hard line out to begin this game. That was to the first baseman, Putnam. 0-1, Faraday comes set, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss there by Bryan as he's quickly down 0-2. Faraday looks to continue to mow down this Cotuit lineup. 3 strikeouts in the top of the 8th. And now Bryan laces this ball up the middle into center field, and he's on with a 1-out single as Cotuit picks up their 4th hit of the ballgame.
Well, that's all you need right there is a pitch right down the middle from Faraday, and Bryan just takes it right back up the middle. Good job by him to just get on base. That's all the Kettleers need. They have a low chance of winning right now, according to CapeLeague.com's game day win percentage, but nonetheless, a base runner is a start for Cotuit.
Now this brings up Max Ballou. As the Kettle take Bryan out of the game, bring on a pinch runner.
Looks like Nick Rodriguez will run for Brooks Bryan. Got the start in yesterday's game at second base. Went 0 for 4.
So the newly inserted Rodriguez takes his lead off first. Faraday comes set, deals. Ballou lines this past the second baseman, Bozer. The Cats go station to station here as Rodriguez moves up into scoring position, and back-to-back singles for Cotuit here with just 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, that one was barreled by Ballou. Line drive straight through the right side of that infield, a seeing eye single, and he picks up his first hit of the day, improves to 1 for 4.
Now it's Tanner Thatch, the first baseman. He picked up his first hit of the summer in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 3 on the day. So Rodriguez off second, Ballou off first. Faraday takes a look back at Rodriguez, glove over his head, now comes set at the belt. Deals the first pitch to Thatch. Ball off the plate, outside. This is a big spot for Thatch here. He is the tying run. Faraday taking a long look at Rodriguez, now comes home. His 1-0, chopped hard right at the Cotuit dugout. So after the foul ball, Thatch, Faraday squared away at 1-1. Faraday mostly been going with the fastball here against this Cotuit lineup. The 1-1. Inside. Thatch has to back out of the way. So 2-1 here.
Really good at bat last time by Tanner Thatch. Entered the AB 0 for 2. Got a pitch low and inside that he was able to shoot to the opposite way into left center. Something like that would do perfectly right here.
The UNC Wilmington slugger gets drilled by a pitch here. So the bases are loaded with 1 out in the inning, and one just ran way too far inside. So now the bags are juiced, and Wareham's going to take a mound visit here.
Yeah, Ryan Smythe out of the dugout for Wareham, potentially just buying time for whoever is warming up down in their left field bullpen. But a massive opportunity here for the Kettleers. We'll see if they decide to pinch run for Tanner Thatch, who represents the tying run at first base. But a big opportunity for Kian Vu, who is 0 for 3 today, recently struck out an inning ago in the 8th, rolled over on a ground ball to second in the 3rd, and flew out to left field in the 5th frame.
So it is the bottom of the Cotuit order here, 7, 8, and 9. Vu, Advincula, Mutsaridis. With the bases loaded and 1 out in the inning, Key started this inning with a ground ball to first base. Brian singled. He was pinch ran for by Rodriguez. Ballou also singled. He stands on second. Tanner Thatch leads off first. The first pitch to Vu bloops this one into left field. Coming on is the center fielder. That one will fall. Coming in to score is Rodriguez. So it's an RBI single for Kian Vu as Brendan Summerhill went for the dive, missed the ball. So it's an RBI single for Vu. Now the Cats are down just 4-2. Still 1 out in the inning.
No man's land right there for Kian Vu. It was a little spinner that the center fielder Summerhill, who was playing back because they don't want anything to go over their heads, was charging in on that ball, had to lay out for it, but it popped out of his glove as he rolled over. And now a chance for Jaron Advincula, who's had a rough day at the plate, 0 for 3, to plate a few more runs for the Kettleers and try to bring this score back to 4-4 with Thatch, the tying run at second.
So a big spot for Advincula. Takes a massive cut out of the first pitch from Faraday. Misses it. 0-1 here. Advincula 0 for 3 today. Does have a strikeout, hitting just 200 so far in 2 games. Now, Cotuit calling time.
It looks like they're going to bring in a pinch hitter here for Advincula. Right in the middle of an at-bat. Took an 0-1 strike, and a quick decision for Mike Roberts from the third base side. Yelled back at the dugout to tell someone from the Kettleers dugout to grab a bat and get ready to hit here.
Interesting to do it in the middle of the at-bat. We'll see who the Cats bring up.
And now, if I'm right, he was yelling Thompson from the third base box, which would be the name of the first base coach, Will Thompson. Well, we'll see who emerges from that first base dugout in just a second. But yeah, really interesting right here to bring on a pinch hitter with an 0-1 count against Faraday. But I think, it's a call that you make to try to catch the pitcher off guard a little bit and bring in a new pinch hitter. So I guess Mike Thompson was saying Compton from the third base side, and he's going to bring in Brandon Compton to hit for Jaron Advincula. So Compton, who got the start in yesterday's game, played in left field, was able to reach once on a fielder's choice, but other than that, went 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. And so he will get loose in the on-deck circle right now with a chance to tie up this ball game.
Brandon Compton had a lot of success at Arizona State this past year. Hit .354 in 52 games, 14 home runs, 51 RBIs, and he steps up to bat in a big spot.
Attention please, ladies and gentlemen, pinch hitting for Cotuit. Number 10, Brandon Compton from Arizona.
So Compton, the lefty, comes up to face the righty in Faraday. 0-1 is the count after Advincula took a big cut at the first pitch. So Compton comes up with the bases loaded here. Ballou leads off third, Thatch on second, Vu off first. First pitch to him, Compton fouls that high, right behind home plate off the fence, and he's quickly down 0-2. Compton looking to continue this rally for the Cats after they plated one after the RBI single from Kian Vu just an at-bat ago. Faraday comes set, the 0-2 on the way, swing and a miss, he blew it by him. Jake Faraday gets the punch out of Brandon Compton, and Cotuit is down to its final out.
Yeah, well, it's a tough situation to come into if you're Brandon Compton, already down 0-1 in the count, and then he fouls off the first pitch he sees. So maybe in your head you're thinking you're still starting out the at-bat, you're down 0-1, but for him it was really 0-2, and that's just not something you practice. It's not really an adjustment that you're ready to make, and truly that switch drew everybody off guard, and so it plays into Wareham's favor, and now the last chance for Cotuit lies in P.J. Mutsarides' bat.
So the shortstop, P.J. Mutsarides, takes a big cut out of the first pitch fastball from Faraday. 0-1 now is the count. Faraday, 4 strikeouts out of the 5 Kettleers he's retired. And his 1 2/3 innings of work so far, looking to get the final out and escape a bases loaded jam. The 0-1, this one grounded toward the second baseman Bozer, fields it cleanly. Throw is in time to nab Mutsarides, and Wareham picks up the 4-2 victory as they now improve to 2-1 on the year. Cotuit falls to 1-2.
Well, it was a late surge at the end by the Kettleers, and just as Kett's pitching did last night at Orleans, Wareham did the exact same thing tonight. They were able to stave off the Ketts despite putting the tying and go-ahead run on base. They were still able to slam the door. Credit to Jake Faraday to hang in there, and credit for Ryan Smythe for sticking with his guy, even when it looked like things were falling off the rails a little bit for them, but a nice job for Wareham to string 2 wins together here and improve to 2-1 and get that first home win.
And the offense struggled for the Ketts today. Just 1 run through the first 8 innings, 3 hits. The offense did come alive in the 9th, did have 3 hits, but it wasn't enough to come away with the comeback victory. But taking a look at this Wareham pitching staff, truly dominant. Braden Sloan, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, and it just all started from there.
Yeah, it really did. 7 strikeouts really set the tone, but it was the way he responded to that ground out RBI by A.J. Gracia in the 3rd inning. That put the Ketts on the board to tie the game at 1. But after that, the Kettleers went 10 up, 10 down against Braden Sloan and Galley, the reliever, to replace him after the 6th inning. So just a really nice job by the Wareham pitching staff today. They single-handedly pretty much won this game for them, and the Bats did what they had to by powering a couple out of the ballpark, as well as taking advantage of a wild pitch and some fielding mistakes from the Kettleers that really put them in difficult situations. And offensively for the Ketts, you're going to want to build on some things that you saw that were better towards the end of that game. Guys getting on base, guys hitting each other over, but that didn't really happen until that 7th inning where they got a 1-out walk by Brooks Bryan, and then Tanner Thatch was able to hit him over, but just nothing doing after that. And to put 3 runners in scoring position through the first 8 innings in the ball game, well, you're likely not going to come out on top, and that's exactly what happened tonight.
And Joe, one final question before we head out of here. Cotuit, 6 runs through 3 games. What do they have to do offensively to get the Bats going?
Just being able to get more guys on base, working counts. I like at times where they were aggressive in counts, trying to attack the pitcher and not sitting back, waiting for them to come to them. But I think maybe if you're able to work counts, able to work a guy like Braden Sloan, I mean, the game changes pretty much every single day with the way that, or with who will be on the mound. And so it just depends on who's on the mound, I think. And if you have somebody who is as dialed in as Braden Sloan, you just got to sit back, try to be able to work counts, foul off pitches, and battle up there to be able to tire him out and hopefully get the pitch you want to see when the count is full or when you're down 2 strikes in the count. And Braden Sloan clearly won with 2 strikes in the count today with 7 strikeouts.
So Wareham will stay home. They will play Orleans tomorrow. Wareham now 2-1, Orleans 1-2. And after 2 games on the road, Cotuit will return home to the friendly confines of Lowell Park as they square off against YD, who is also 2-1. But that'll do it from our coverage from Wareham as the Gatemen pick up a 4-2 victory over the Cotuit Kettleers. For my broadcast partner, Joe Pratt, for our sideline reporter, Adele Huffman, I'm Alex Rocco. Please check out Adele Huffman's interview after the game with head coach Mike Roberts on our YouTube channel. But thank you so much for spending part of your Monday evening with us.